wristwatch.
What?
How do I level
I
up
did
on
not.
How do I level up on this on Roll20 again?
You go to the gear icon, scroll all the way down. Bottom right, it should say launch character mantle, launch level plus character mancer
Oh,
on
I
the
see.
bottom right,
Yeah,
and
I
then
see.
you just follow it whatever it says, and you should get there. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be under launch level mancer, so that it does it quickly. Very similar to how it works it on D&D Beyond.
There we go.
All right. So, when we last left off, Chiyu has been gathering information about something or another, which the rest of you guys do not know anything about. You just know that he seems to be doing something. The party you guys had decided to break into the butcher's house, checked everywhere, and eventually found the hatch into the underground abattoir where sausages were being made, and found the evidence you needed to realize that yes, indeed, these were people sausages, and that the bodies had been disposed of down into the sewers, inside a latrine. You found some interesting things, just a little bit of money for the most part, and some possessions that proved it, that proved who was killed, and then just waited for the butcher to come home. You waited a full day for this. He came home late, and you immediately were able to kill him in a surprise round, because all you had to do, each of your attacks landed, and he had no chance to respond. The next day, you were introduced to a new friend, Larceny, Shio's old friend. You decided that, well, most of you decided that you wanted to become citizens, and paid the citizenship fee to the Citizens Affair Office. Then you each kind of split apart and decided to, well, go hunt down guilds, go hunt down quests, look for work, and all of that goodness. You actually did find two guilds that interested you. One was called Dance of Blades, which typically worked security for fancy parties and occasions. Not really an adventuring guild, more of a defense guild, or defense contractors perhaps. And another one, which at least Greg found, Order of the Purple Dragon, a arcane guild that you don't know too much about. While Zirian was off getting a few quests that were available at the Questgivers Temple. Now, where would the group of you have met up after all of this? Or to come back together, save Pasto, who apparently is working permanently at the the medical office down in the traveler's ward. He found a calling.
My man's gonna go to med school one day.
Probably.
Does that bug you?
No.
No.
I see what you did there.
Don't worry. He takes extra effort to wash his forearms.
I feel like
Well, he's technically only got 3 arms because he's got the one. Well, he's got the one that's a half arm, so 3.5.
It's a pun.
I know. I was responding because your species has 4 arms. Sorry.
You're good.
This is how I respond to the puns.
I feel like if anything, Zirian would think, "Oh, everyone knows that about the house except for Pashto. He'd probably go get Pashto and be like, we acquired a house." Technically.
Technically.
I have a house. Is it your house? It is a house.
It is our house now.
We moved in recently after a small incident.
Pashto will seem happy for you, as happy as something that can't smile can show, but he's going to respectfully decline. He's like like Grizz mentioned, kind of found his calling. He's gonna be helping the sick here. But wishes y'all the best.
Fair enough. Yeah, he'll go to the house and wait for everyone else to gather. That's in the Traveler's Ward, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Um, Bah.
I imagine by nightfall the group of you gathers there.
Probably.
Yes. Probably.
So when you get back there, it's now only the 5 of you again, and some of you saw each other at the Dance of Blades. No one has come by this house. And if you notice, Shiu is not back until much later. It's on you guys now. Pretend Shiu is not there yet.
Mhm. Yeah. So we got 2 jobs we can do. One is secure ward and one is an expedition.
Guys, that's your cue.
And Shiu can now join you. Sorry, I was
Okay.
giving Shiu a whisper, and that's why I was letting you guys talk, which apparently you guys didn't do. Anyway.
I tried.
Sorry.
Well, hi, Shio.
Hello. Hello.
You got a job from the Tight Top Ward, which is an expedition with a wizard, or a job in the secure ward, because there's a ghost apparently, or something like that.
I don't like
Oh,
ghosts.
ghost, you say? I like ghosts.
Yeah, that reminds me. One of the things I was thinking about when I realized I'd forgotten to write down before now. I think I mentioned this last time, or maybe I mentioned it out of between sessions at some point. While things like giants and things from like the Feywild and goblins and such are not known here, they just don't seem to exist. Other things, such as vampires and werewolves, are looked at a lot the same way that we would think of them now, except in medieval terms. Like, whereas some people believe they exist, other people don't believe they exist. The same goes for ghosts. It's like some people believe in them wholeheartedly, and the church will the churches and temples will say they exist, and blah blah blah. Sometimes a lot of people that never have run into a ghost, don't necessarily believe they exist, and will scoff at people who say that places are haunted.
I feel that's why Zero kind of like decided the way he did. He's like, eh.
A ghost, huh? I don't think we should do that one. I think that's fake.
No, you don't understand. They're real. They're real, mate.
I don't know
Yes,
about that.
We prove there's nothing.
I've never seen
We
one.
get paid for free.
You know what? Sure. Yeah, there might be something to steal there too.
It is a secure ward. I think that's where the prison would be. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe I can steal some bread from someone there.
Yeah. Just don't eat any more people.
I didn't eat anyone.
More of a general rule now.
Maybe.
General rule of thumb: don't eat more people.
Don't eat more people.
Uh, I figured do that, easy money, then go help a wizard with whatever he's doing.
Yeah, I'm for that. Anyone else?
No, that sounds good.
All right.
As long as we're smart about it.
I mean, there's no such thing as a ghost, so I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be fine.
Whatever's going on, I can hit it with my sword. Or not. Because there's nothing going on and there's nothing to hit with a sword. That's going to be disappointing. Yeah. He just kind of leans back in a chair. I guess get some rest. In our newly acquired murder house.
Wait, you're what now?
What?
We murdered someone to get this house.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was a serial killer. Making
Yeah,
people into sausages.
Ah, okay, that's fine then.
So we fed him to a thing in the sewers.
Question, what'd you do with all those sausages?
Fed him to a thing in the sewers.
Ah, okay. Wait, there's a thing in the sewers?
There's a man had a
Don't worry about it.
What you guys call it? An utug?
man had a toilet monster. Don't worry about it.
It's
Oh.
toilet monster, no worries.
You can roll a nature or arcana check on that one if you want.
It's fine, it's just a sewer. It's the toilet ghost.
A ghost?
Toilet monster. Eldritch fucking abomination or some shit. I don't know.
You guys get into some weird trouble.
Not even the tip of it.
Yeah. Anyway, where's the ghost house again?
Oh, over in the secure ward.
Secure ward. That is where.
I think you said it was facing cross town, essentially.
Yeah, it's the giant prison slash ex fort that overlooks the.
Oh, I didn't
the
see
bay.
that. Okay. I see now. I just didn't see that.
Basically, it's a fortified area that got turned into a prison at some point.
So we get to go to prison tomorrow and not stay against our will. Hooray! I feel like Zyrion's just gonna like fall asleep in the chair in the middle of the main room. Eventually.
I'll take the bed if no one wants it.
I don't care.
I'm fine sleeping on the floor.
Sitting in a chair allows me to get up faster. In case we have friends.
That reminds me. There is still a lock inside the door. Do you wish to engage it?
We'll keep ourselves safe from any stray people that might just wander in and murder somebody.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
I mean, who would just break in and murder a guy?
No. Crazy fuckers.
No, you gotta break in and wait an entire day and then murder a guy.
Just like sane people would do.
Yeah.
I really hope my character does not become the voice of reason in this group because that's going to be bad for us.
Yeah, nah, I'll become the voice of reason.
I don't know if that's worse or not. We'll find out.
I was about to say worse, definitely worse, and then I paused and realized who I was talking to.
You know, the slightly psychotic barbarian. Or is it more sociopathic? Oh, one of the two. Let's go crazy. Yeah, he's got nothing else really other than unless he's engaged by other people.
Do any of you, the rest of you have anything you wish to do before
Give
the
me a
night?
second.
I don't think I've heard from you yet, Ash. What does Hakoda want to do?
I don't care. I'm gonna follow the group. It's fine.
Okay.
Hmm.
Real talkative bunch today, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Nah, I'm gonna go. Oh, how late is it in the day?
It's evening. You said you guys were going to bed.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm going to the big bed. The one I deserve, you know.
Tiny frog, big bed.
Tiny poison frog. Big bed.
The one that now no one else can sleep in.
Yeah, because it's poisoned. Ah.
Full housekeeping, right? At the inn.
Oh, we're not in it.
He didn't stay at the inn. Remember, he used
Sorry,
to slip off.
that very first time.
No,
I
that's
I
where he got nearly snatched by a seagull.
yeah, I slept in the Grung specific inn.
Okay, cool.
Hold on a second. So in order to get to the secure ward, we gotta go through the death ward. Is that just what?
Oh,
Is that just
that's
named that?
that's just the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
It's basically where people are interred, where you got like temples to death, to watch over the dead and all that.
Lots of
Oh,
candles and
okay.
chanting.
Yeah, it's basically just cemetery, and it's probably got like some tasteful park elements, like how people in certain from certain societies really like feel obligations to spend like a Sunday with their with their dead relatives by sitting in a churchyard and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that. So there's like it's kind of like it's a place with the dead, but it's also kind of a parky vibe, meant to be respectful and everything.
That's fair.
All right. I just hadn't heard about that one. I think we've heard about every other ward except for the death ward so far. At least I have.
Well, normally not high enough level to get death ward.
Ha.
Hopefully we won't make any permanent visits to death ward.
All right.
Watch one of us have a crisis of faith and become a grave domain.
Oh God.
Yeah, we were having a nice discussion about grave domain clerics earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They are awesome.
Yes.
Especially in critical role.
Yes.
So they're walking through the death ward.
Up to you.
Death domain.
So everyone is done for the evening. They're just gonna sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
I took a bath last session, right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't want to die, you know.
you poisoned the water barrel.
Oh yeah, that's true. Someone was thirsty. Not anymore.
All right. So nobody wants to do
poisoning
anything
the
else
water
more
hole.
that day. Got it. All right. Moving on to the next day then. Vessel can 24. 2,224. That's a pretty ominous date.
Not sure, it's fine.
Don't tell me 21.
No, it's the 24th of Triskelion in the year 2,224. So, so both the day and the last two digits of the year are 24 and 24.
That's an ominous thing?
No, I was just thinking synchronicity, ominous, maybe. And
I like the shit lining up. Foreshadowing.
242424.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Don't worry about that at all.
It'll be fine.
I know somebody would be losing their fucking minds over that many fours.
Especially if they live in Japan.
I almost forgot about that. So, anyway, it's the morning. What do you guys wish to do?
So, which of the quests are we gonna partake in?
I was thinking we can check out the secure ward one first since it's in town.
Yeah,
Might
that's
leave
true.
town.
Granted. That sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah, unless anyone has anything else they wish to do, of course.
Do we know how to deal with ghosts? If they are true? I don't know. If they're real.
I don't think there's any such thing as ghosts, so we should be fine.
No, they just talk to me.
It seems like something that would exist. I don't know.
I don't know. It seemed kind of far fetched to me.
They're
If you say
whispers
so, we
comforting
can
me.
go. We can go if you think you can deal with it. If the ghosts start eating us, I'm gonna run away. But I'm good. Let's go.
Just kill them if they're there.
Yep, nobody's going to notice that.
Nope.
Notice what?
Exactly.
I feel like Zurian heard it and was like, I'm gonna ignore that comment.
Like, that's literally like horror movie level shit. They ignore the ominous foreshadowing warning.
Exactly.
Carry on.
Man literally hears the voices of the fucking dead, ignores it.
Well, he's a barbarian. He might sometimes hear the voices of his ancestors. But see, that's religion. That's not ghost hunting. Like, the ancestors talk to me. It's not ghosts.
And Zurian hears voices in his head. They're just voices of violence. It's fine.
The ghosts speak to me all the time. They tell me how to be a carpenter.
Hey, let's go find this ghost house. Oh, we're so gonna die. I have no good experiences with ghost houses. Out of character.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how many
That's
times you
fine.
died to things like that.
Quite a few times.
Yeah, that's just under my watch. Yeah, the people
That's
who are still
fine.
getting to know Quentin, we call Quentin the ever dying, because he loses
Yeah.
characters so often, and
He
it's
once
not just
died.
me either.
He once died 4 times in a single session. All different
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, I
It
heard
was
that.
3 times, I think.
We were shocked that he survived the avalanche last week.
Hey,
That was surprising.
You know?
that's why I made this character. I can just hide until all the murdering is done.
There was a
Okay,
time you
let's
died
go.
from a fall while unconscious.
Anyway, enough about me dying.
Or standing on the vault
Uh.
before it rose and getting smashed against a wall.
Yes, we're going to this haunted mansion.
Prison,
So I'm
yeah.
also saying that listen when Quentin says he's gonna die. That's an important clue. Foreshadowing.
Not all the time.
Yes, and last time you said that is your character got eaten by a vulture-headed creature.
He's still
Yeah,
alive, right?
fine.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the Rock. I'm talking about Lunissa, who got eaten by a
Oh,
vulture-headed
yeah.
creature.
That's true.
That
You
Anyway,
got eaten by a vulture, what?
We're going to jail, guys. I don't want to talk about me dying anymore.
Stop talking about dying. Let's go die.
It's no big deal. It's not like you're walking to the death
Enough
or
talking
anything.
about it. Now let's go do it.
I like me a man of action.
So
Oh, look me.
the one
man
question
of
is,
death.
is that if since they're going directly there, Gemini, where might they run into your character on the way to the secure ward?
See, and where's the ex butcher's house?
It's currently they're in the Traveler's Ward. You probably wouldn't have any reason to be in the Traveler's Ward.
Where's the traveler's board?
It's where all the characters are currently sitting on.
Oh, so I couldn't see the name. I was thinking I'd potentially be in the trade ward as they walk through. They'd see me on a cart.
All right, and especially since they haven't had breakfast yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you guys kind of, wander around probably through the sleepy ward because that's the easiest one. Diplomat's ward is secure. Diplomat's ward and council ward, both have a lot more guard presence, and you probably just go through the trades ward, maybe through the Dragon Square. So tell me about your cart. What do they see as they're passing by?
So as they're passing by, they will see basically a very rotund, happy-looking Zing, I believe you called them, or basically a boar man. The picture that I just put in Luthara is him. The first one is like his build and look. Second one is like the clothing / like equipment he wears. The third is his like massive walk that he's. I'm talking like 2 feet in diameter and has like a massive handle. Like he could put this thing on his shoulder and walk with it like a club if he wanted to. And he's whipping up all sorts of crazy shit, like you see on those videos of vendors like in China and whatnot, when they're like tipping it back and forth so quickly it looks like tidal waves left and right. And you almost look like he's like slinging spells into it as he does so, like pulling things out of nowhere, like sleight of hand, all sorts of crazy nonsense. Hey, you guys. You need a bite to eat?
Yes, in fact, I do. I am rather hungry.
All right,
Okay.
you paying?
How much is it for a meal here?
This is a good batch. I'm thinking of silver.
All right, I got a silver.
All right, the rest of yous?
Why
I'm
not?
gonna- I want some too.
Yeah,
I'll take
go
some.
ahead.
I'm pretty hungry.
All
Right,
right,
so-
sounds good. And I'll just very quickly on a little, I guess, plates. I don't know necessarily what this culture uses as, like what the city uses as.
My guess is
Utensils.
that everyone,
And I'll-
a lot of people carry around their own like mess kits and whatnot with them, like
Mhm.
especially the adventuring type, and they probably have
Yeah.
that. You just your most of your kind of vendors because you're not living in a disposable, country. So you either have things that are on sticks, or things that come with a natural wrap, like banana leaves or something, or everyone is carrying around their own bowls and such because that's common for them to carry around with them, and so you'd just be like waiting for them to hold out their bowl or plate or whatever they have on them to receive a meal.
Right.
You wouldn't
Cool.
be expected to give them a bowl.
And
Yep.
he'll
Sorry, go ahead.
he'll hold out one basically.
All right, and I'll load up anybody that that basically offers and take a silver off each of them.
Sure.
I marked
So
it
I'm
off.
gonna very, very noticeably kind of
Sure.
like very carefully take a spoon and very carefully ladle out some onto Greg's mess kit before very thoroughly washing the spoon.
Oh God. He knows what that guy is.
I'm gonna give
He ain't
you.
contaminating anything else.
I'm gonna give you the most judgmental look ever.
I'm gonna give
Hey, hey,
you
hey, hey.
a silver of tip.
Oh, I appreciate you. And you, calm down. I don't need the board coming down on me. I'm trying to run a business here. So, where's you guys going? You look like you're on a trip.
Go to jail.
Anyway,
I mean, he's
Not
not
like that.
wrong. We got told that there's a task for us to do over in the secure ward. So we're gonna go do that task.
mhm.
Interesting. You need any assistance?
What do you know about hauntings?
Nothing.
Well, that seems to be about as much as what everybody else here knows.
Then I'll be in good company.
I know they're not real.
Eh,
Just you can deny it as much as you want, Larceny, but that doesn't make them any less real.
Geo, I'll tell you what. If they're real, I'll give you a gold piece.
That's a deal.
But if they're not, you give me a gold piece. How about that?
Agreed, because I know damn well I can make this deal.
All right.
All right, let me take a minute and pack this up. Oh no.
hmm.
I should probably let my boss know I'm taking a day off. Screw it.
You see nearby as you're packing up Ashkar, the flower seller is bringing out her cart and looking over and seeing that you're abandoning ship, and she grins toothily. Says, "Going somewhere?" This particular flower seller happens to be a gnoll, and you know her name is Draftus.
Going on a bit of a day trip, Draftus. Take my spot.
Ah, excellent. Now that people have eaten and, well, some of them are still looking around. Have you seen Campo lately? He's not in his normal spot.
Honestly,
That would be the sausage seller, by the way.
honestly, I haven't. It's a bit odd. I kind of missed the poor bastard. You know,
You know,
he
we're
definitely
not-
improved my
today.
cooking.
He wasn't
You know,
here
we're just not
yesterday
gonna talk
either.
about
I noticed.
Who-
If I sees him, I'll let you know.
Who's this bloke you're talking about?
He was a sausage provider. He gave me some of the provisions for my stock.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I bought a couple of sausages from him. They were quite tasty. Wonder where he went.
The man knew his way around his meat. Oh well. No use crying over spilled milk.
The flower
Let's get out of here.
seller nods as well.
Go.
Best
I'm gonna go
sausage
buy a
I ever
flower.
tasted. And she offers up her flowers. That'll be 2 copper.
I'll give her a silver.
Oh, you were most generous. Thank you. And she kind of takes over the spot that you're packing up.
I feel
And the others will notice that I will spoon a little bit of basically what's left over out of that batch onto something for I'm sorry, what was her name? Campos?
Draftus. Campos was the
Draftus.
butcher.
Yep, on Draftus. Then after giving his big a quick wash, he puts it on his shoulder exactly like I mentioned. And he's ready to go.
Nice.
like when they're talking about the sausage maker, Zirian's just smiling the entire time.
Ashkar would not have noticed.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, you said we're heading to jail? Let's get walking. I'd like to make sure I stay on the right side of the bars.
Yeah, that's the intention, I suppose. He'll start walking. He has no reason to not let this person follow.
Oh, that reminds me. Apologies, my mom raised me with manners, I promise. The name's Ashkar. Pleasure to meet you. And I'll bring out a big meaty hand.
Therian.
Therian, a good proper name, I appreciate it. And the rest of you? Apologies,
I'm
little one,
licensing.
I ain't shaking your hand.
My
I
name
shake
is
his-
Lysony.
I am Sheo. Sheo no I.
A pleasure. Gentleman and a scholar, it sounds like. And larceny? Keeping my pockets zip tight around you. Pats his
Name
belly.
is correct. Nice to meet you.
Correct. Fitting. Shall we head out?
And I think you talked over Ash.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Apologies, Ash, I did not hear you at all. Please, repeat what you said.
Mom and spaz, fuck this.
Okay. To the prison. To jail we go. We all know we're going to go here anyway.
No. Some of us might belong here.
Hmm?
Most of us might belong. At least 3. Maybe 4.
Huh?
Yeah. By the way, in the trade ward, you see a lot of shops, and you see a lot of like open spaces where you see vendors, much like Ashkar, just kind of wandering around with carts or with like stalls that occasionally get abandoned. Other people immediately set up a shop and like hang a shingle that basically says that yes, we do have a license to sell in this area, sort of thing. So that's something that everybody in this region is at least licensed.
Ah, yes, a gaming convention.
Yeah. Well, these are like there's a lot of them in this region is like food. You see mostly like food vendors or small individual like dagger seller here, and you saw like the flower girl there. Some people actually selling fresh game, like they'll see like whole rabbits that haven't even been skinned yet, like hanging from their feet. Set up in one stall and another stall, which ironically might have a bunny person behind it who doesn't seem to really care that there's rabbits hung up next to them, selling like fishing equipment or something along those lines. So you basically see like a whole lot of single item booth sort of situations or single type of cuisine sort of going on, and then you see like shops of all manner and description. And then once you get to the death ward, it's actually fairly serene. It's not doom and gloom sort of place. It's more of like manicured lawns with headstones and small mausoleums and little memorial plaques. The occasional area with like a candle, or not really a candle, like some sort of flame that's carefully apart from anything that could catch it on catch things on fire, and other sections that have like big trees and shade and all that. It really does have a park feel, except for the various headstones and memorial plaques that are scattered throughout. And eventually, not far from the exit to the death ward, you do find a bridge leading over to the secure ward. On the bridge, there are guards. They kind of like look out at you. All right, what's the business?
We heard there are ghosts here.
And like the one guard looks at the other, is about to say something, and then the other guard looks over at him and sighs. Oh, you mean the Fara building? No one's been there for a while. So you come about the haunting, and the first guard's like rolls their eyes. Why don't people just? He seems to be grumbling about it, and the second one chuckles. Says, no. It'll be okay. It's not like there's any prisoners in there. All right. Well, I'll let you go across the bridge. When you get across, just tell the people at the gate what you're there for, and they'll probably lead you to the non-used section. And of course, they'll let you know there too that they are not responsible for anything that would happen to you. If there is such a thing as a ghost and it attacks you, they cannot be held liable. They will not come in and rescue you if you need help. Do you understand?
Oh, I'm shaking.
Oh, good.
I mean, it sounds pretty accurate for that city anyway.
Like you're on your own.
As usual.
It's more fun this way.
And they just kind of wave you across the bridge.
Zirin has a mix of excitement and not excitement because he's not sure if something's going to happen or not.
But I was gonna look at the barbarian. I don't know why they keep warning us about us being on our own. I mean, when do they do their fucking job anyway?
You know,
I mean, when? Go ahead.
I've always come to think when it comes to like governing forces, I don't trust them.
It's not even about trust. Why do they keep warning us that we're on our own? We're always on our own with them. Like,
And
it's nothing new. They don't do anything. They just wear pretty armor and look pretty, but they're pretty useless, if you ask me.
the less they do, the better it is for me and Larceny here.
Yeah, the more jobs there are for us.
Indeed.
And the way I see it, it's just more them covering their asses in case something goes wrong. They're probably scared.
I just wonder why they keep warning us. Like, wow, is it supposed to be something new? I mean, wow, a guard that is useless. I never saw this in my whole life.
Don't worry. Things can change.
And but I doubt they will.
Gotta have faith.
I have faith. I have faith that nothing will change. That these fuckers will still be as useful as a third arm to scratch my nose.
I know. I want to take 10 minutes to activate my my detect magic in my eyes. Oh.
Specialized.
You're casting a ritual spell?
Yes.
Okay.
What's that boy doing over there? Just staring into the distance, menacingly.
He's an owl. He does that.
I have no idea.
Prone to flights of fancy, eh?
First I've seen it.
Well, I'll be.
I'm gonna take some time to carve some runes in my gauntlets. With a small knife.
Now, do you do this while you're crossing the bridge, or after you get to the other side?
After I get to the other side, does it make a difference?
Yes.
I figured it would be while he's casting his thingy.
Yes. So, no, I'm just making sure you're not just standing in the middle of the bridge and you're waiting to do this after you've been let into the
No,
secure ward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, you get the similar looks on the other side from the guards that you'd talk to, but it seems like somebody wants the supposedly haunted building investigated. So they give you the same spiel. They tell you to stay away from any of the other buildings, any of the other walls. That you're just allowed to go to that particular building, and they basically escort you into that direction. But that if you get into any serious trouble, they won't be able to come running because it's supposedly off limits. And you're basically going in there on your own accord, and they're not liable for anything that happens to you.
I'm gonna gasp very sarcastically.
You're
Wow,
just gonna
God. I'm just
smile
gonna
widely.
I'm just gonna mutter. I'm just gonna whisper to Larceny, saying, "Wow, a god not being able to do his job. How surprising."
Well, the ways
I'm
I
gonna
see it, he's
chuckle
doing
a little
fine
bit.
job.
I think I'm just gonna say it just so they can hear. All right, guys, let's go do their jobs since they cannot do theirs. You know.
And apologize. I think it was Ian that was saying it, or Shio. What were you doing when you chuckle?
What?
Someone was starting to say he will chuckle and say, "I did not mean to talk over you. It was just meant to be an aside."
Well, I
Well, that
just
was
said
what.
I was gonna chuckle a little bit. I didn't say I was gonna say anything.
Oh, apologies.
It's fine.
All right, let's get going then.
Have fun.
Agreed. Let's see what trouble we can cook up.
Alrighty. You see before you an old building that for a while was most likely used as a prison cell, some sort of prison. But you got the way the architecture works, and the way it's built and the way it's decayed. You're pretty sure it's been here for longer than that. It most likely used as some kind of defensive fort, or maybe even something else back in the day. It's kind of old and crumbly, weather worn. Nobody's done any upkeep on it in a long time. You can roll a history check to determine how long, maybe.
Boop.
Yeah, you take one look at this Syrian, and you can basically assess that it hasn't been touched in about 20 years. It's got 20 years worth of wear and tear on it.
Well, I accidentally rolled that with advantage, but it was the same number either way, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Looks like about 20 years of not being touched. That'll be fine.
Wonder of architecture. Well, shall we?
Let's. Just gonna start walking toward it. There's no reason to.
Right. There are
He's not
signs.
afraid of.
There are signs on the outside of it. One that's hanging half askew, basically just says "keep out," danger, not safe. And there's another smaller sign that looks like somebody hastily wrote that says "beware the ghosts" on it.
Gonna take point with the barbarian.
Yeah.
I'll fall a little bit behind them.
Is are the doors like just unlocked?
Yeah, there's no lock on this particular door on the front.
Oh,
There's
okay.
just the sign that's half hanging on.
Yes.
All right, let's get going. Ashkar will hold open the door for the people that follow after the initial two.
I'll just hold on while I take point with the barbarian. But
I'll be probably in the middle somewhere because I don't believe ghosts don't exist. I believe ghosts might exist, seeing personal reasons. Like I might sort of somehow kind of it's not a ghost, but some sort of something similar enough.
And I'll be honest with you, as long as the ghost ain't the result of my cooking, I couldn't care less. No,
I'm gonna.
that's what.
I'll be in the. I'll be in the middle somewhere, looking like around the building, just trying to see if just trying to see if I can see anything with my eyes.
And I'm sorry, but I can't help it. As we walk in, I'll just shout out into the building. All right, who's interested in what I'm cooking up? I hear it's to die for.
God.
And just kind of chuckles to himself.
So you walk in, and you're in a wide open area. There appears to be what was probably once tables and chairs that seem to have been, pushed aside and are half hangover. There are 3 doors. One on your left, one on your right, and a set of double doors far ahead of you. The double doors hanging far ahead of you are half hanging open. There's no actual door in the doorway to the right. It's just basically an opening into new chambers. The door on the left seems to have a rotted door frame on it. It's like the door's there. It's swelled into its shut, and it seems to be half rotted. And it's kind of cold in here. It kind of feels slightly colder in here than outside. Of course, it is, technically winter, but you are closer to the equator, so like there's not much in the way of seasonal variance in this part of the world.
It's either hot or it's warm.
Yeah, but here it's like getting a bit chilly. But that's like fine for you, Ashkar. You're from a region that's closer to the south, where at this part of the year, of course, it would be closer to summer.
Well, I also have a lot of insulation.
Yeah, you have a lot
Let's
of
be
insulation.
real.
That's one of the reasons why your people have a lot of insulation. They're in a subtropical region that sometimes gets snow. So
I'm a feathery boy.
Well,
Which way?
Zerian, let's check out the left one first, shall we?
Can I try and sniff if there is something wrong?
all right, give me a perception check for your sniff test.
It was a 14.
You said you were don't you have a keen nose?
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah, I was waiting for your second roll.
Ooh. Right, advantage.
14.
All right. So you sniff around, and the air's pretty stale here. I mean, it's like it hasn't really been. No one's really been here in a long time, so it's fairly stagnant. That being said, because that's the first thing you detect, the stagnation. So the sharp smell that someone at least came in through the front door within the last month does hit your nostrils. They do smell like a human. It smells like somebody came in, went through the double doors to the north, and then quickly came back and left. At least that's what your nose is kind of twitching and telling you.
I'm gonna relay the information.
They don't like what they saw to the north.
And I shall go to the north.
All right.
And now it's time for me to roll a new character.
I'm gonna follow because I want my gold piece.
You're not getting your gold piece. And I know that for a fact.
I'm getting my gold piece. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Zerian just
Who
looks at
says-
the new.
He says to the rogue that draws his power from ghosts.
Zerian just looks
Oh,
at the new guy and goes,
For,
"Oh, I guess
case
we're
in
going
point,
north."
just in case, when I'm saying ghosts, I do not mean spirits. Spirits are a separate type of entity. Though sometimes the spirits can be have been originally a living person. Most spirits are something else entirely. And
Oh no, Phantom just straight up says ghost.
Okay. No, I was just making sure because I know for some it's like ancestor. It's not ancestor. Sometimes like takes power from various spirits and whatnot. And like so some people think that ghosts are nothing more than spirits that are playing tricks or something or another. But the term ghost and spirit should not be used interchangeably here. It's something I realized I also didn't say because most people use it that way. It's kind of like the difference between devils and demons in a way.
Yep.
You know how
Yeah.
most people, in our real world,
Just the same thing.
what?
Aren't those just the same thing?
In the real world, we use them interchangeably. In D&D speak, devils and
Yep.
demons are very different and kill each other.
Yep.
You got your
So,
demons that come from the abyss, and your devils that come from hell.
Yep. So ghost and spirit are two different are also two different things in my vocabulary here. Actually, I should put that into the paranormal thing I gave you guys. So you come out into up to the ahead of you to those double doors, and you're seeing another wide corridor going, to the right and to the left for the most part, with various doors ahead of you. Though some of them seem to be barred. It seems like this is the area where the prisoners were actually being kept. Like before that, there might have been like a visitors area or something or processing center or something, or maybe a place for the guards to hang out. But this is definitely where the prisoners would have been kept. Like the main hallway before going to the various prison cells. The air also feels a bit chillier here. You're still running magical spells. Look, correct? You have detect magic up for the next 10 minutes.
Yes, I do.
All right. So you look around with the magic, with your magic sensing eyes, and you don't really see anything, which is again weird because it definitely feels cooler in here. So it doesn't seem to be a magic effect per se that's causing that.
Hey, apologies, I missed the last couple seconds. I had to let in Elf. She just got home from work, and someone had to drive her. She didn't have a key.
Aw.
Apologies.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's colder in this section, and there's no detectable magic causing it.
Yeah, we have a left and a right to go, basically.
Well, it feels colder, but I don't know why. Not magic, I can tell you that much.
I'm gonna touch the walls.
Well, certain kinds of stone have insulating properties.
It could be that. As you touch the walls, they do feel rather cool. It feels like they, absorbing the various heat in the area. So it could just be that.
Okay. I don't know.
Should I just start going left? Oh, I know. I can make a lot of noise.
If ghosts truly exist, I think they would be aware of our presence here. But yeah, might as well. If they don't exist, it means that something else is causing this phenomenon, and we might want to fight them.
I just thought of something. Those gods were saying something along. Those guards were saying something along the lines of like kind of not believing that there were ghosts in here. Yeah.
Even as you're saying that, you hear the sound of metal upon stone, somewhere to one of the rooms to the north.
Well, I guess I'm going north again.
I'm gonna start sneaking and also follow.
I'm gonna draw my shield and sword because I heard something.
You pass through some barred areas and discover that
Mm.
you're in what appears to be a mess hall. Various tables, chairs that are close to the table. Some of them are kicked over, but the noise seemed to be coming from a small kitchen area to the western side of it, and you see the lid of a pot that's still kind of doing that thing that pots do, like like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth after they fall to the floor.
Can I make like a perception check or an investigation check to see if like anybody was here at all recently?
Sure.
What would that be? Would that be more investigation or perception?
Investigation.
Okay. Fuck, I keep doing it with advantage. Anyway, it's the 14.
All right. Uh, you don't pick up on anything. You don't see anybody. You don't see any evidence of magic. Hakoda, you can also roll a perception check with your keen nose. All right. So something just fell off of a counter. You're expecting either a person's here or more likely a rat or some other small creature. It's weird, Hakoda. You don't smell anything. It's as if something something without a scent knocked this pot lid over onto the floor.
I'm gonna relay the information.
And I'm going to pull out a crossbow.
No smell.
No smell at all. Even a spell of invisibility would leave a smell. A rat, anything leaves a smell.
This sounds like fun. Hello. He's just kind of looking around.
Roll persuasion.
Hovering across his face.
You're saying hello.
And there's no response?
Roll persuasion.
Oh, good. Oh, hey, it's proficient in that. Right, noble.
You're a noble. Of course you're proficient. Except right now, nothing is going to persuade anybody with that comment.
Are there any friends around here?
This Christmas a +0.
You can also roll persuasion if you're trying to provoke a response.
Okay. Well, damn.
All of a sudden, you see a ghostly image of a frog appear in front of you.
And where's my gold piece?
I'm gonna pull out a gold piece and then very reluctantly hand it to Ashia.
I'm gonna try to touch the ghost frog.
Your hand passes right through it. It doesn't move. It doesn't say anything.
Fascinating.
There are multiple species of frog person here, right?
There's at least two that you're aware of. There's the kind that Grek is, which is a small tree frog, and then there's the much more toad-like bullywog type of frog person. This one does look like a does look like a lot more like some kind of creature that Grek is, kind of bluish in color. They also hear a voice, but it seems to be coming from another direction, going, "Woo! I'm the prison ghost." The image itself does not move.
Hmm.
I feel like he turns toward the sound like, what the fuck?
Roll persuasion too. to determine where
You
this.
are.
Low-key, behind you, you hear Crick laughing his ass off.
Honestly, I
God
could
fucking
have
damn it.
blink.
Hey, what was your name? Boy with the weird eyes.
Hmm? Oh, yeah, right.
Oh yes, that reminds me, owl person. I think because you were so startled to see a ghost, like you're now realizing there is a definite magical aura of illusion around this ghost image.
Give me my fucking gold piece back.
Low-key,
No, I'm not gonna tell him. I'm not gonna tell him.
Greg is lying on the ground laughing his ass off.
Just staring at him. Right.
Oh no, I'm being possessed, and I'm going to, and the ghost is forcing me to shoot Greg in the face.
No. It was a joke. It was a joke, please. Let's just see if we can find a real ghost.
Do you dismiss the image?
Yeah, that's fine.
The image of the blue grung vanishes.
All right, I'm gonna flip this gold piece back.
I'm gonna put on my
Thank you.
gloves. I'm gonna put on some gloves to protect my hand, and just gently gives a slap on the grunk's head.
Make an
Like,
attack
just
roll.
gently- Not not to hurt him, just a small.
It's still an attack roll.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's just non-lethal damage.
It's the,
Oh, yeah, please hit me.
just give him a slap.
I put
Yes.
on some gloves before.
I
Does-
dodged away.
Yeah, you go to smack him, and he just dives out of the way and runs.
That wasn't as funny as you think it was.
Pretty funny. No, I thought maybe if there's a friendly ghost, maybe the ghost would come and meet his friend, you know?
It's a smart reasoning, but that was not as funny as you think it was.
Anyway, that's enough of that.
Shall we move on? Find the source.
Yeah. I'll look around somewhere else. Here, ghosty. And especially when I walk.
All right, come on, friend. I got a snack waiting for if you jump out.
All right, so
What was
there
that?
are a few more doors up and down this corridor, both on either side of it. On the side that you're currently on appears to be doors over to the sections of the prison where the people would be kept, the detention centers, the jail cells, and everything. On the other side, it looks more like places for the guards, possibly offices. You do spy a stairwell that goes up and down on the other side of the hall.
Up, down, left, or right.
Hakoda, what you thinking?
So go away.
I mean,
Hold
there's-
on, beyond. I have to feed the cats. Yes, Nick.
You're good. Just making sure all the peoples are involved.
I have epic reasoning. Ghosts fly, so we should go up.
All right, I will go up.
We all
Fine
float
by
down
me.
here. Wait. Ooh. I is ghost.
So the are you guys voting for heading up the steps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still in the middle, so I don't get slapped by the ghost.
You have to be more worried about getting slapped by the wolven.
Mm-hmm.
He slaps me, he'll get electrocuted.
Or shot by the fucking bird.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Birds of a feather gonna let loose his quiver.
I'll bet.
I
So-
had a image of like the owl sitting on a tiefling's horns like a perch with a crossbow,
No touchy.
being like a mobile turret.
Oh, that would be funny. But I think the owl's a bit, even though the owl's small, I think the owl's a bit too big for that.
Yeah, I'd probably have to be tiny to do that.
Yeah.
Crush my head.
You could probably sit on his shoulder and do but then again, no, Larson even have to be bigger for that. Like I have on my alternate Wednesday game, I'm playing a Minotaur Barbarian who has a little goblin friend who sits on his shoulder and casts spells.
Urblins.
Yeah. But anyway, so you guys head up the steps. You're in another wide area. You can see that there are balconies overlooking must be the prison area. The prison area, from what you can see from these balconies, is actually 2 stories high. That there are, you can see various cells from here, so you can basically the guards can easily just lounge up here and keep an eye on things in the cells. There's even a section where they can keep an eye on things in the mess hall without actually going down into it. It basically looks like a very tight quarters prison type of situation, but not a lock them up and throw away the key sort of prison. Like more like the sort of place that people that are going to be here for about a year or two maybe get sent,
Mhm.
and where they're being the state also needs to make sure that they don't die while they're here, that they'll at least get food and some exercise, that sort of stuff. The sort of people that might become productive citizens and pay their taxes once more. So, so the state has an obligation to look after them in some sort of way. But you also see, like, there appears to also be the guards' barracks is in here. Like, you'd actually have guards, like, sleeping in shifts to keep an eye on things at times. Like, there's one barracks area that's behind you after you get up the steps, as well as a second kitchen, with a small eating area next to it. This is.
Can I go into the barracks area to try and like look for loot?
Sure.
I look at the boar person and be like, "Wanna go check the kitchen?"
Fine by me. Let's check it out.
All right, gang, let's split up and search for clues.
Mm-hmm. Looks like
Alright.
I've got Scoob.
Yeah, this is gonna turn into Scooby Doo.
Actually, yeah, we're basically like I'm bulkier, but I'm basically Shaggy because I'm a foodie. That's great.
Well, you do have a dog in the party. Well, a wolf, but yeah.
That's the thing. The two of us are going together to the kitchen. The foodie and the dog.
Hey, I can be a foodie as well.
Scooby snacks.
I feel like Zirian would stick with the squishier people to kind of keep them safe.
So where's Larceny going then?
Into the barracks.
Alright. So you guys go up into the barracks. Ashtar and Koda are checking out the food area. Yeah, Hakoda, your nose starts twitching as you pick up on really old, really desiccated, and somewhat molded, like potatoes and rice and whatnot.
So would mine.
Like sacks of. Well, yeah, your both noses are twitching at this. Basically,
There
some.
was.
You ever like? I know that you just moved, Ashkar. How long have you lived in the place that you currently live at, Hakoda?
No.
I mean, months, years, ever.
Month, I
Yeah.
guess.
I was just thinking if either of you ever know the smell of a potato that you accidentally lost behind a fridge and found
Mhm.
years later.
Oh yeah. I get the smell. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Or
That's
like rancid.
yeah. It's rancid. It's dry. It's pulp. It's not as bad as it maybe was a couple of years smelling as it would have been a couple of years ago, but it still has whiffs of that. And because you have sensitive noses, you'd pick up on that.
Mm, that's unpleasant. They certainly packed up in a hurry.
Something definitely made them afraid.
Mm-hmm. Though I must admit that ghost seemed a little hokey.
What?
Well,
I
there's
mean,
still
start.
a mystery
So,
resolved then.
so how many places were there again? There were the barracks and the kitchen. What else was there?
The barracks and the eating area up on the second floor, the main locations that are actually not the main hall, because I said the main hall basically has railings that overlook into the main prisoner area, so the guards could have just hung up here and not had to be directly in contact with the prisoners in order to watch over them. Safety measures all around. But yeah, this is the second floor. And this is what you're looking at right now. And so far, all is quiet, and it doesn't feel quite as cold up here as it did on the first floor.
Well, looks like I'm going back down to the first floor.
Yeah, and as you get to that landing, it's like you do know that stairs do continue downward from there.
The stairs go down.
Yep, the stairs go up and down.
All right, I'll go down. I'll keep going down.
So is everyone else following, or are they still where they were?
Nah, I'm following. I trust him, his intuition.
I think the two of
Still
us
in
still
the
in the kitchen.
barracks.
I'm sorry, who's still in the barracks?
Me.
Is that Lars? Who's
Larson,
Larson? Nate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. I honestly, and I very, very much apologize. I don't recognize your voices quite yet. So I'm just looking at your character sheets. Can't tell you apart yet. So which one of you is going into the barracks, and which one of you is staying? Sorry. Which one of you is staying in the barracks, and which one's heading downstairs?
I'm going downstairs, and
Got
this is Heal.
And Grek is following you. Zero and
I'll
Larson.
stick with the tiefling.
All right. So ironically, the two squishy people just slipped away
two
from you, Zirin, and
two smallest, squishiest people.
and went on their own adventure.
I always go on my own adventure.
And yes, we know how that usually ends up, Greg.
Just
Ah,
fine.
great.
Just
Great. I'm
fine.
joining the dying squad.
That's fine.
Oscar and Nakota, after you've picked through the defunct eating area, which pretty much the only thing you found was the rotting potatoes and bits of rice that are scattered on the floor. It looks like even rats and mice didn't really care for this stuff. Usually they carted it away, or this would have been turned into like a nest. But even they seem to have stayed away. You do notice again that there are furniture scattered onto the ground. Like you came over and the chair, the table was still there, and the counters were still there, but the chairs are basically. It's almost as if something flung them into the wall nearby. Because they're all pushed up against it.
So
And also,
if we move the things,
water-
we might.
The water barrel has also been kicked over, but there's no water in it. It hasn't been there for a long time.
They really left in a hurry.
Excuse me. I will be right back.
I'd like to check cupboards and cabinets and stuff. Look for any sign that's like fresh.
All right.
I'd say for example, like signs of habitation. Would that be investigation, perception?
Investigation. Ashkar, as you reach up and open up a cabinet, one of the chairs that's against the wall suddenly hurls itself across the room and smashes into the other wall. Larceny and Zirin, from where you're at, you also hear this crashing noise. Shiu and Grek, you do not.
Hmm.
I'm sure it's fine.
I keep looking for things that are valuable.
All right, so roll me an investigation. Yeah, pretty much the barracks are in poor shape. There are, bunk beds. There are foot lockers, but all of them are open, and nothing's inside. As you bend over to look in one of the boxes, thinking you might see something shiny inside, the box next to you, not the box that you're staring into, suddenly slams shut and seems to lock itself.
Must have been the wind.
Right. Because Wind is very known for locking things.
Yeah, yeah.
He just stares at Larceny. You really want that gold piece, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Can I? You points to the ship. Maybe there's something in that one, since it seems to want it locked.
Oh yeah, maybe it doesn't want me to have whatever's in it.
Yeah, you should open it.
Yeah, I'll open it.
It is actually locked. So
Can I try lockpicking it?
yes. So run your lockpicker at dexterity, please.
All right, I'm back. Hello.
Guys, I'm gonna have to back for a while because I have to go fetch my roommate with our groceries. So it should take me about maybe max 40 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll be back after that.
All right.
Because of the time. Because I'm real quick, just because Hakoda's the one that's leaving. Can I say that I wander back out to the group or to the other two?
All right.
To the barracks.
At this point, you're seeing Larceny attempting to lockpick a trunk on the floor.
DM, Akoda will follow the group for
Thank you.
until I'm getting there.
Sounds good to me.
So has anything happened since I left or no?
No, the things have been happening to the other party while I was waiting. So Larceny,
Okay.
if you can roll your lockpicking with dexterity, please.
It's I have
You have-
expertise in lockpicking.
Yeah, you would add double you would add up +4 to your dexterity thing. So
Okay,
so that would be a 7.
a
If
7.
you add the
A
proficiency,
7 because you already. No, wait, I'm looking at mine. Not mine.
I have a +4 in my dex.
You have an 8 then.
Yeah.
What you do is that you click on the lockpicking tool proficiency.
Use
Oh,
tools.
that's right. That's right. Never mind. You're using D&D Beyond, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works in D&D Beyond then.
Just do just roll the dice on there, and add a 4 to a d20, or add an 8 to a d20. Sorry, I am scatterbrained.
yeah, your dex mod plus double your proficiency.
Figure it out later.
Yeah, you do a dex check, and then add 4 to it.
There you go.
Oh, that works.
Oh.
Holy fuck!
Good roll.
You quickly opened it up and look around inside. You find you find coins totaling 16 gold in various denominations.
Ooh. I'm gonna just take that.
So any amount of gold, silver, and copper you wish to display in that's worth 16 gold.
All right.
Shio and Greg, are you two ready?
Yes.
All right. So while the rest of your party is upstairs in the barracks, unaware of where you two are, you have descended 2 floors, and it's feeling pretty chilly down here. It is much darker than it was upstairs. Upstairs, there's at least some light coming in from outside, from daylight, and filtering in. Down here, it's pitch black. Shiu, I know that you have night vision because you're an owl. Grek, do you have dark vision?
I don't. So I have a torch on me.
Do you wish to light up your torch?
Yeah, I'll light up a torch. Hello?
I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay.
So your torch, you light up the torch, and instantly it gets blown out, and you hear a whispering sound in your ear holes that say, "Turn back now! Turn back now!"
It's normal.
Shiu, you see in front of you well, another corridor with 2 doors off to either side, east and well, kind of like left and right. Another door down on the other side of it. So, yeah, 3 doors.
Maybe we should yell for assistance.
Yeah, maybe you should go back up and go get everybody else, seeing as how you literally can't see down here.
I can see just fine.
Are you sure?
Of course, I'm sure. Stumbles up the stairs. Guys! We
Shiu,
found.
Shiu, do you stay put or do you move on while Grek is away?
I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Okay. So Greg has hopped his way all the way back up the steps to shout to them. Shiu, which way do you wish to go? Do you wish to take the door in front of you, down the corridor, or the one to your left, the one to your right?
What feels the coldest out of all of them?
Give me a perception check.
If I can do a fucking roll right, apparently. Never fucking know.
You can tell that the cold seems to be worse the further you continue to go towards the door ahead of you.
Uh, I'm gonna carve a little X into the door with a dagger, just to kind of mark it, and I'm gonna proceed to go through that door.
All right. Now you're in what looks like it was once a supply room, but what's weird is that there's this area that looks like someone at some point had nailed things over onto the floor and set something up, but it looks like the pieces of wood have been torn away and are just lying haphazardly around, showing a set of stairs that are heading downward that used to be covered at some point. It is actually quite cold in here. And at this point, by the way, this is when Grek would have finally reached the rest of the party and told them things. Rest of the party, what do you do?
And going down.
All right. So Shia, you still have time before they follow you in into the basement and then into the supply room. What do you do?
Do I have any sort of do I see anything at all with my magic sight or no? Or my detect
In this
magic?
room, no.
Okay.
You are noticing a little bit of fog coming from your beak, since
Oh.
owls are warm-blooded and thus would have moist air coming out of their mouth and fogging up in cold weather.
I'm gonna mark this I'm gonna mark the stairway with thieves' cant saying just not saying just that it's a very cold area down here. Or I'm marking the door saying that that this is where the cold is coming from. And then I'm gonna proceed downwards. If I have enough time to do all that.
Yes. The rest of you start trooping down towards the basement, which is starting to get very chilly. And you see 3 doors. One is down a corridor ahead of you. One's to the left, one's to the right. It is also pitch black down here, so those of you without dark vision will have trouble seeing.
As we go down, I'm actually going to cast light on my walk.
The walk lights up brilliantly.
2020.
Do I see any markings or anything like that? Like, because I imagine he doesn't see Shio.
See, roll perception.
Okay.
Yes, you notice that the door ahead of you has some sort of marking on it. It looks fairly fresh.
Hey, Arseny. This is something Shio would do?
Yeah, I taught him to do that long ago. To mark where you're going.
Alright. Since I don't see him anywhere in here, I'm going to assume he went this way then.
Yeah.
He'll start. Go ahead, head into that room, basically.
All right. And you see what Shiyu saw before you. A very chilly storage room with boxes and crates, mostly broken, and a bunch of broken wood that's like kind of like around this hole in the floor that has stairs going down. Some kind of
This hole in
hatch.
the ground.
Meanwhile, and there's markings on it too. Shiyu, you find yourself in yet another spooky tunnel. Cold, chills eating through. Sorry. Chills eating through into your bones, making your little owl body shiver uncontrollably. Eventually, you get to, assuming that you keep walking down this corridor, you get to a chamber. Dark, ominous, once more, with etchings in the floor and high ceilings. It is very cold down here. Cold enough that you're pretty sure you see ice along the walls. Your magical senses are still up. So you see some kind of magic is woven into the floor here with those etchings. You're
What kind?
roll Arcana to determine exactly what it might be.
Well, doesn't detect magic just automatically tell you the type of magic?
It sort of does, but I forget what kind it is off the top of my head. I'm thinking Arcana will give you a full picture, whereas that will just give you a partial picture.
Okay.
Detect magic will tell you the school if it has one.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not entirely
If it has
sure
one.
what its school might
That
be.
is rubbish.
Like, it's kind of like a weak magical spell is still withered on here, because I'm better with, weak and strong when it comes to detect magic rather than school. I use school if I know it.
Yeah.
if this has a school, it's maybe something to do with conjuration, but it's not in any magic that you quite understand. Like whatever this is, it's like much older. Zirian, are you the only one down there, or is everyone following you?
I imagine he'd go up to them. They follow.
I'd be following.
I would be too.
Okay, so at least everyone's in that corridor now. If you can, is this the right order that you guys are walking in?
I would have let a wacky person walk ahead of me. So yeah, I guess this would be a
Well,
good order.
Yeah, Shiyu is the front and Zirin's in the front. Okay. Let's see here. Nope. Dice gods say no on that. You still hear the wind whistling rapidly around you all of a sudden. People other than Shiyu. Shiyu, you did not feel this. But people in the corridor, you definitely feel the wind just kind of like the same sort of wind that blew out your torch, Greg. But there's no appreciative source of it. It just seems to be there, all around you.
I'm gonna do another thieves' cant, just saying that this is that it seems to be conjuration magic.
Give me 1 second. My cat keeps walking in front of my keyboard.
Fair.
All right. So, Shiyu, even as Zirin is starting to get towards the this big room, what's your passive perception again? 17?
A passive, yeah, that's 17.
Yeah. So you would notice that there is movement overhead, and what you're seeing, at first you think it's some sort of shadow that's just flickering from the light that's coming down the corridor. But this seems to have a lot more substance. And you see an image of something that's got no feet, just rags seemingly hanging down, descending down from the ceiling, and there's just cold all around it, almost as if cold is radiating from this thing. And you can swear you see through parts of it to the other side, but it is so dark. It is almost like a patch of darkness that's simply lowering itself towards you with rags. And
So wait, it's coming towards me, or is it?
It's coming down towards you. And at this point, we will be rolling initiative.
Well,
I'm sure that's fine.
well, fuck.
This is fine. Better than mine. I canonically roll low on initiative.
On roll 20 to respond.
Let's
Oh, it
see.
didn't.
So it's tall up. It's still, because you're small, it hasn't quite reached you yet. It's 10 feet up. So it's not quite within striking distance of you.
Can I tell it all what it is?
On your turn, you can try to roll something for it.
All right. Why does Zirian have a 5.2 in initiative?
Quickly,
He's got 20
It's because-
dexterity.
Yep.
probably put that on as well.
Ah, crap! I forgot that Ash didn't actually put her character sheet in here.
You can manually add it to the turn order.
No, she doesn't. I don't know what her initiative is.
Oh,
She
Sure.
didn't.
Oh,
She
that's
she
problematic.
she didn't give me her character sheet. Larceny, I still need you to roll. Shio, I need
Okay.
you to roll. What you do is you click on your token, and then you can roll off your sheet, or you can click on add it manually and roll on D&D Beyond if that's what you need to do.
I did do that. It rolled it did a 10.
All right, so you can click add turn to order, then you can update it manually.
I can do that.
Yes.
How?
Hold on. I'll just add you to there. You can just type in your turn order.
Mine was an 8, and I'm still trying to figure out how you do that.
Okay, I got it. And give me a minute to see if I'm pretty sure she got a sheet somewhere. I can figure out what I can do with that. Hold on. I'm gonna save her character sheet for her for that character's on here anywhere. Oh, no, that's the roll-20 one for Tomb of Annihilation. Okay, there's Hakoda. I might be able to find her character sheet. No, page
you not
not
have-
found. God damn it.
Do you not have access?
No, I don't.
In roll 20?
She doesn't have her sheet in roll-20.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, that's a problem.
If it's easier, we can take. I need help carry stuff in as well before we start this, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so we should take a break now.
Yes, good.
Yeah, and
Break
hope that
and
hopefully maybe she'll be
Break.
back or we can hear from her because this is gonna be this encounter's gonna be really hard enough without
yeah,
that and I'm hoping
That-
that you know maybe running
This-
away is an option,
this-
but
this is not a shade, is it?
no, it's worse.
Worse? Is there something worse?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of things worse.
I know where I'm going the first turn of initiative. Into a lamb. Goodbye.
I'm just more worried about Shio since Shio is went and sat there alone.
You're back.
Yeah, I actually have to step away for a quick second to walk the dog. He's starting to whine, and I don't want an accident.
And I'm back.
Are you starting a fight without me?
Yes, we need to roll initiative.
So you say I should have to roll initiative?
Yes. Thank you.
Back.
Welcome back.
So how you been, Grizz, other than getting exhausted over this weekend?
Well, it wasn't this weekend that exhausted me. It was Thursday night, Thursday night / Friday morning.
I apologize, that's the weekend to me because of my work schedule.
Ah, yeah. Well, I was off on Monday and Tuesday because of my vaccine,
Yeah.
and so I was having a quote unquote easy week, but then I worked up, ended up having to work over 10 hours yesterday,
Fun.
and that was while feeling like I was going to fall over at any minute, and the urge to clean up a lot of things that I ended up doing this morning, because of Thursday night, Saturday, Friday morning, hearing the squeak, 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 coming from another room where the cats were not moving and staring into something. And oh no, clearly that is a rodent. The cats were very intrigued. They pulled out some of the smaller pieces of furniture that they are capable of moving if there's something behind it, like a hassock and their small cat tree and certain small boxes. So how about you? How's your new place treating you?
New place is good. Just annoyed at all the crap Alpha's having to deal with right now because she's been dealing with illness and the
Aw,
COVID scare, which thankfully was negative.
that's good. Have you guys been able to get vaccinations, or do you have any medical problems with that?
Hasn't gone to the hospital or anything. Did go to the doctor obviously for the test, but other than that, just really freaking tired, upset stomach. She thinks it was caused by drainage, but she completely lost her sense of taste for a day
Oh,
or
that's
for a day or
bad.
two.
But yeah, that can also happen from drainage. No,
That's why she went to get.
I mean, if you're able to get vaccinations in, or because I know that different parts of the country. I mean, what's been astounding me is that there are parts of the country that have to encourage people to get the vaccine, for God's sakes, by running a lottery. Whereas I kind of
Yeah.
felt like I hit the lottery by getting a vaccine appointment in the first
Getting
place. Yeah. I'm like, I was all giddy last weekend just because I was like, yay, I could finally get my vaccine. This is great. Sorry. I'm just in that sort of astounded at people sort of frame of mind at the moment.
I understand completely.
How's my cat? I have a very purry cat laying here right now. And I don't know where her collar went. But she is a sweet girl. She is purring loudly. And she is also shedding a lot. There's cat hair all over my desk now. No, but I mean, do you like your new place?
I do, and I believe she does as well. It definitely has a lot of potential. It's not the largest in the world, obviously, but just a little bit of storage maintenance and some shelves, and we're golden.
1 bedroom?
2-bedroom actually.
Oh, 2 bedroom. That's cool.
2-bedroom for freaking $790.
Holy crap!
And
That's
you know,
and that's
two bedrooms.
and that's a rental price, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and I was like thinking that
Over here, the average 2-bedroom rental
Yeah.
is over $1,000.
back when I was renting, I rented a 1 bedroom that looked similar to that in some ways. Like certain aspects just reminded me of that old place. 1 bedroom for about 1,000. So it's like, wow, 2 bedroom for less than 800. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sort of things you expect to pay on mortgage prices. But you also have to build up enough good credit to get decent mortgage prices.
Not wrong.
And to do that, it's like paying rent consistently is a really good way of building good credit.
Not wrong at all.
Oh, my cat is smiling at me. How are the animals finding it?
I'm all right so far. We need to finally clear out a space so Stratus can run around a bit more. I can tell she's starting to get bored, but we just don't have a proper ferret-proofed area.
Yeah, I love ferrets. I love the idea of ferrets, but I look around and go, I've got way too many knickknacks. I cannot ferret-proof anything. And then, of course, my cats would probably want to play roughly with the ferret. Actually, maybe not. The ferret might be big enough. A ferret might be big enough to convince the cats that it's not a chew toy. But I wouldn't want to risk that.
Understandable. It's why we brought the specific dog that we did compared to the other that we could have brought. Because he's prey-oriented. He would legitimately eat our ferret.
Aw. So I
And
guess
then we're not mad. He's a hunting breed.
Yeah.
We can't be mad. It's literally his nature. Just something that we had to keep in mind.
And one of those reasons why some people think that cats and dogs don't get along. It's like, well, certain kinds of cats and dogs maybe, but there's plenty of others who would be fine with each other.
Not wrong at all.
Who are we still waiting for, by the way? Fluffy?
I think Fluffy is the last one,
Okay.
other than Hakoda, obviously. Actually, Honest isn't back.
Okay.
And Nye.
Okay, so how are we gonna kill this thing?
So we're missing 2 or 3. I got some ideas I'm cooking up. Don't you worry.
No, Larson did that. Do recall, you're not under no obligation to kill this thing. We're
I'm back.
find out what the fuck is is going on here.
Treasure. I need to kill it to get treasure.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I need to get me some diamonds.
Yes, he's back. Back again. What up?
So we're just waiting on Fluffy.
Cool.
Chris, quick question.
Sure.
Would you consider like claw attacks with melee weapons?
Yes.
Okay.
Natural weapons are still melee weapons.
It just says weapon attack, so I presumed it would, but because this might help us a lot. Granted, I don't know if it uses strength for its attacks, which I doubt, but we'll find out.
Is anything wrong? I'm hearing lots of. I'm hearing people angry typing, and I'm hearing noise in the background while we're waiting for Evil.
Dang it.
I was watching something.
It's not the angry typing, it's just my loud keyboard. Apologies, I thought I had messed with the audio so it wouldn't do that anymore.
Sorry, and I even interpreted that as angry typing for some reason. I think it's because I hear people typing like that when they're angry.
I figured out honestly the reason why it is. So it's not just that it's a mechanical keyboard, it's because of the specific keyboard I have. Apparently there's blue switches and brown switches. Brown switches functionally are almost exactly the same, but they don't have the little extra bit that clicks. But functionally, as far as like how they input their signal and react to the inputs of my hand, are identical. So when I get a new mechanical keyboard, I need to make sure to get a blue switch. And price-wise, they're almost identical.
Hmm.
Or they're effectively identical, so it's not like it's going to cost me any extra money, but it will remove a headache for you. So why wouldn't I, you know?
Yeah. If you can mute while you're listening to something, please, Nye. It's we are streaming, and it's not good to have proprietary information streamed by accident because the stream is picking up your whatever you're listening to.
Oh, sorry.
I've had 1 or 2 streams muted that have been like muted by YouTube because of that. So I like to be very cautious about that.
Sorry, that was me watching New Vegas stuff.
No, that's cool. It's just if
Sorry
you can.
about that. I'll just mute
if
my
you can-
mic.
It's cool. Could have sworn Fluffy was only going to be away for a little bit.
I'm back.
Ah, now Fluffy's back. Woo!
Speak of the devil.
Yes.
He said he typed back right as you said that too.
Yep.
Great timing, friend.
Yep. I was looking at a different screen and didn't see that. Yeah. So, the battle begins with Zirian. You see this shadowy form descending through the darkness towards Shia, its hand outstretched.
Hmm.
What do you do?
Can I move like next to Shio?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Corridor. And room. There you go. So yeah, you can
Move
move into
there.
there.
Bonus action, I'm going to rage. And I will hold my action to when it gets within sword smacky distance.
All right. The wraith comes down. It looks like it's about to strike. Nay, can you please mute? Sorry, I also get distracted by things in the background. I don't know if somebody's talking or whatnot. Thanks. The the dark shadow, the dark shroudy thing, descends, bringing cold all around it. You can see your breath, Zirian. Shio's already been seeing his breath. You can almost feel cold piercing you to your core as the thing reaches down for Shio. Zirian, you said you're going to attack it now?
Yeah, we're gonna. I missed.
It hisses and goes to strike out at Zirian. Six. 13. 13 misses. It reaches out a clawed hand full of heat, seemingly drawing away from everything around it, leaving you chilled even though it doesn't quite reach into you, as it seems to be trying to you. You just barely manage to feel one tip of its almost insubstantial claws pulling out a single feather that then falls to the ground. But you narrowly missed it, plunging that claw directly into your chest.
All right.
Shiu, what do you wish to do?
I'm going to attack with rapier. And because Zirian is within 5 feet of the wraith, this counts as a sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 17 hit?
Yes, it does.
That's 3. And then here's the sneak attack damage.
All right, so 20. Your rapier slashes right through the body of this ragged thing, and on a normal creature, you wouldn't be able to push it through or slash it down like this. But this thing, it's almost as if it's not there. It's almost as if it's that spell again that Greg had cast. And this just goes straight through it. And you see the occasional wisp of darkness just sort of float off of it and dissipate, as if you caused some damage to it. Hakoda. If you're there.
I was asking if it did take damage or it didn't.
It did. You saw some wisps of darkness floating off of it.
All right. I'm gonna use my bonus action
Oh, that's right. You have
to
a bonus
take.
action. Sorry, I forgot.
I'm gonna take my cunning action to disengage and move away from it into this corner.
All right. Sorry, I forgot all about bonus action. Rogues. Akoda, what would you like to do?
Is our friend Hakoda still around?
Okay, sorry, I was on double mute. Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to enter the room. Can I do that?
Yes, there's room.
Okay. I think I can move that without getting an attack of opportunity. So I'm gonna use my new runes, and I'm gonna use the fire runes on that thing.
Fire runes. Interesting.
Ooh, Rune Knight.
This is what I'm gonna do. So I'm basically gonna, bang my bracers against each other, igniting a flame with the runes. And I'm gonna try to shackle this thing.
All right. Shackle. Interesting.
So that it has to make a strength saving throw.
While
DC
wearing or
13.
carrying an object inscribed with this rune, you proficiency bonus is double. Addition, when you hit it, you still have to hit the creature with an attack.
True. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Still a cool effect, though.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that misses.
Okay, I'm gonna use bonus action, action surge, because I really want to use it.
Isn't an action surge not a bonus action? It just happens.
Yeah, but it's something that you declare, I believe.
It's an
Yeah.
action surge. It means
Yeah.
I have another action and a bonus action.
Yeah, there you go. That's
And
what I
it was
meant.
a 17, not a 7, because I. So
Yeah,
the
see that?
17 hit.
Okay, the 17 hits. Hit the damage thing. Okay,
So I'm using it
so-
with one hand because I have my shield.
Alright. Much like what we saw with Shiu, darkness just seems to float out of it a bit. And it cuts right through as if it's not even there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still touch it, so my action would work. Yeah.
Yes. Let's see.
The shackles. I mean.
DC strength saving throw. Got it.
It also takes an additional 2d6 for just when you attack.
Yeah, so roll
That
2d
is-
roll 2d6.
That is probably the worst straight save I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a wraith. You see the fire attempting to dance on this thing, but the fire really doesn't seem to affect it much, even as the shackles seem to attach to it. But give me 1 second. I'm hearing a lot of clickety clacky noises. However, the shackles don't actually stick to it. It is immune to restrain.
Right.
A little bit.
Yep.
We're fighting Michael Jackson. Can't touch this. Or no, MC Hammer.
That's
One,
MC
two.
Hammer.
Well, I think we should move and we should head out. This thing is untouchable.
All right. Larceny, what would you like to do?
I want to move into the room about here and throw 2 psionic daggers. One as a bonus action and one as an action.
Okay. Psionic daggers.
I think you still get your sneak attack damage on that.
Yes, because there are people next to him, I think.
But you only
Yes.
get quick ones.
Yeah, I know it's only one attack. Gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with sneak attack, you either need to have advantage on it, or it needs to have you need to have advantage on it. It
There
needs
are-
to not see you or be aware of you, or it needs to have it needs to have an enemy of itself within 5 feet
There are
while you
two
don't
ed-
have disadvantage.
There are 2 enemies around it, so you're good.
Hooray.
Yep. Just want to give him a quick rundown so he knew when to apply it.
I'm helping. Fucking
Good
All right.
job.
What,
Well, one of
all right.
them definitely
Roll, dam-
hits.
roll damage.
And then how do I do sneak attack?
it was already in it.
What kind of... Okay, that's psychic damage.
It's already in there.
Yeah. It's only psychic damage.
Yeah, but unlike the
But-
other attacks that have been launched against this thing, psychic damage does full damage to it. It's not immune or resistant to psychic damage.
Hooray.
Good job.
So your psychic blades just basically shoot out from you, and you see that cut through this thing. And unlike with the others, which just had wisps of shadow coming off of it, this thing lets out a huge scream as the blades just seem to tear up its otherwise transubstantial. Sorry, my brain has just suddenly lost a word. The substance that doesn't appear to be there.
Yeah.
It's very
Incorporeal.
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 Thank you.
Hey.
Transubstantial is coming to mind instead. So
Sorry, I was
basically-
muted.
it went from like barely being hit by anything to your attack just did major damage to it.
Sweet.
And the second one, of course, doesn't have the sneak attack.
Yeah.
What second one?
I threw
Oh,
2
bonus.
knives.
Bonus action. Ah,
Yeah, 2 knives.
And
Cool.
the still hurting it's good.
Yes.
Ashkar.
Oh, that's what that is.
Right. Seeing that this thing does not seem to get hurt very much by fire, which is a bit of a problem for a chef, he is going to shimmy right here. And he's going to go ahead and, with a quick flurry out of his pocket, he's going to pull out almost these like spectral knives and toss out a quick blast of magic missiles. They look like little cooking knives, paring knives.
All right. You have
3
to roll.
darts, okay.
You have to roll it 2 more times.
I had to check the description.
Yeah. It's annoying
Pew,
that
pew,
it
pew.
doesn't do that, but that's where it is. 5, 9. These also seem to do full damage to it.
Cool. Actually, let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to do? Because it's my first time playing this kind of character, even though it's not going to be the most optimal, I want to do it anyway. I'm going to use 2 sorcery points and whip up a quick batch of something in my walk. And as a great leap of flame kind of flares up in the basin, I'm going to sling it at him, and firebolt goes tearing at him if it would cast. So,
Yeah.
There it is.
And of course, if you notice, firebolt doesn't seem to do much of any damage to it.
I just really wanted to do a quicken spell. I'd never done it before.
There.
New sorcerer. And
Yeah.
Greg.
Doesn't like fire. So he's gonna think, and he's gonna throw out some magic, and he's gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Gotta love a good old Eldritch Blast.
Force
The
damage.
2 bludgeoning damage is magical.
Yes,
as
it
a
is.
tiny pebble flies straight into
And it's a
like
magical pebble. So you see, unlike the other types of damage, like the fire, magic fire, and whatnot, this actually does do max damage again. Like, just full damage, like the exact damage you thought it would be, as it carves away more of this cloak around this thing. Well, the fact is, this thing seems to be made out of a shadow cloak. Anything else you can do, Frogman?
How about I bonus action? I mean, free movement, standing leap, and go hang upside down on the ceiling, just because I can.
Okay.
Seems safer there,
Yep.
No way flapping at you.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't have flying speed now.
It's all it has is flying speed, 60 feet.
Don't break my logic. It's perfect.
Serious.
It's fine.
It descended down from the ceiling, little frog.
He's
I
gonna
don't
move
know.
here. Come on. Give me something. And he's gonna
Thinking.
swing it. And we're gonna. Click. And it didn't want to roll both of them. Good, thank you. So we'll just roll +5 and see if it hits.
Oh! So, let's see. That's 7 points of slashing. Which, because that's slashing in and of itself, is not magical. Actually, 8 points because rage. Well, 9 goes there. However, the Divine
They're all
Fury.
necrotic.
Oh, Divine Fury is necrotic? That does nothing then.
Yeah.
Necrotic doesn't
For whatever
hurt
reason,
it at
it's
all.
not- For whatever reason, it's not showing that it's necrotic damage.
Yeah, you might need to
I'll fix
update that again. So, this shadowy thing that's been like descended from the ceiling, it seems to be shrouded in cold, turns towards you, Zirian, and it thrusts forth its hand.
Not touchy. That just hits.
Yeah, for
He
19.
didn't have advantage, right?
It did not have advantage, so that's 19 points of damage. That as its hand sticks right into your chest and cold radiates throughout your body. Thankfully, you did not lose any strength from this, but your rage did not help you cut down on the amount of health drained out of you. You lose 19 points.
God, that's a lot.
Actually, not strength.
At least
You're worried
it's
about
not
it's maximum HP.
Yeah. I'm
I
glad it
think
wasn't a
fine.
crit, 'cause that would have knocked me out instantly.
It's
Yeah.
not like we have a healer anyway,
But yeah, you guys looking at this and basically just see whatever this thing's hand sticking right through your barbarian companion's chest.
He's just smiling wider.
She
Thank God that did not touch me earlier.
yes.
That thing does so much damage.
Mm-hmm.
Could very well one-shot me.
Yes, it can.
We got this, guys. We'll be level 4 if we kill it.
Mm-hmm. Team wipe. Team wipe.
Are you trying to get a team wipe? Shiyu, what do you wish to
No.
do?
I'm a masochist.
We're aware.
So I'm not gonna move, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to use steady aim, which gives me advantage on my next attack roll. And I'm going to shoot this thing with a crossbow.
All right. Little bird lines up a shot.
Are you,
Nice.
Well,
That
I guess
hits.
I didn't need the advantage. God damn it. So 1d8 plus 3. Fuck. So
What's
that
that?
is.
What sort of damage that second is that second bit? The 2d6.
I looked it up, and sneak attack is the same type of damage as
Oh
the
right.
attack
Oh
attack that
oh.
hit.
That's right. That's your manually rolling sneak attack. I'm like, what's that again?
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes it all together an 11, which is 5 points. Okay, so you launch. You set it yourself. You sit in the corner. You aim it at this shadowy thing that descended on the ceiling. This thing which may or may not be a ghost, but whatever it is, it's something that you've never seen before. And you line up. You aim your shot, and you fire. And you manage to get it just so that it lets out one final screech and disperses, leaving only the magical insignia that you were standing on still glowing.
Are my eyes still active?
Yes,
Am I detecting?
that's why you see the sigil that you were standing over earlier, which the wraith just died over, still glowing.
Is it like what kind of magic is it? Is it like a conjuration sigil?
Like I said, it's have something related to conjuration, but you're not entirely sure. It's of some sort of magic that you're not familiar with.
Can I break it?
It's etched into the floor.
Oh. Can I draw a line through it with like a knife?
You can certainly try.
All right.
Let's see. That would be an attack roll.
All right. Ignore the second number.
All right. So you sit there and you start defacing it with your knife, and as you quickly deface it, the magic seems to dissipate from it. But you also have completely destroyed the whatever it was, whatever formation of the sigil it was.
All right.
I'm going to approach Shio and say, "God damn it! Here's your fucking gold piece, lucky bitch," and then flip a gold piece into his hand.
All right. And that is how you win a bet.
He's just gonna look around, basically.
Zarian, you look like you may need medical attention.
Pain means it's working. It's fine. I don't die easily.
Oh, all right then.
And if I do die, it's free to bring me back.
Can I go into the room and look for treasure?
Sure. You're in what's mostly an empty room with something defaced in the middle of it on the floor. It's really hard to tell what it used to be now, and you didn't see it during the battle.
Maybe there's a secret room.
There is dust along the floor, and it is too dark to see much, even with because the person with the walk is out in the corridor and not in the room to help light anything else.
I light the fire in
What
my
fire?
hand.
All right, so you set fire to your hand. Your hand
No,
is now
torch. I don't light my hand on fire. I use a torch.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of like a fire spell.
I don't think I'm very
So you light up a
flammable.
torch, and you notice that the cold, which nearly threw you into a torpor, Greg, because you're cold. Unlike the rest of your companions, you're cold-blooded. The cold seems to be finally dissipating. That the heat, especially from your torch, is starting to warm things up around here rapidly. But you look around, and this room is empty. There's dust. There is nothing else.
Can I say what I'm going to guess is what happened?
You can do whatever you want.
All right. So what I'm assuming is someone summoned our little ghost friend here to do something with this little sigil on the floor that I have slashed through. So no more ghosts. But I still have no idea who put this sigil here.
Mm,
Maybe we should ask whose room this was.
Oh,
Let's go get paid.
Yeah, we'll do that. But also, can I tell how old the sigil was before I destroyed it?
I'm afraid not. You chose to destroy it without studying it.
Damn. All right. Cool. Thanks.
can I tell how old the room is?
Sure, Zurian, roll a history check.
Let's see. No.
You have no idea. At least 20 years old. That's probably how long, that's how long the place above it was abandoned, so it's been here at least 20 years.
When the wraith thing, ghost, whatever, dissipated, did its bandages or clothing stay behind? The rags that it was draped in?
No, they appeared to also be, incorporeal.
Did I try and feel around the room for like a secret hatch or an opening?
Can you repeat what you just said, please?
Could I try and feel around the room to see if there's like a secret hatch or an opening?
Sure, roll investigation.
I want to do that too. Money.
Zin's just gonna lean against the wall. That one has been bloodied in one hit.
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm waiting for to be quiet. So as soon as you start like looking around, you start feeling the walls, the floor, looking for seams, and there's nothing. Whatever this place is, it seems to be the bottom of it.
Sorry, could you repeat that? Yeah, you could add for me.
Sorry. So you run your hands over the walls, the two of you. Check around, look for hidden seams, look for anything that looks inconspicuous, looks out of place. And you don't find anything. It appears that this is the lowest location of this complex.
Ooh. Let's go. I can't find anything here.
Very fair.
Maybe we should check the rest of the building to see if it's cold anywhere else.
I agree.
And perhaps we can stumble onto something,
Yeah, maybe.
Like the ghost might have taken something, who knows?
I'll be the first to admit I'm just along for the ride.
I was hoping it'd be more fun.
Could have been worse. Anyway.
They don't bleed. That's the problem.
Well, kind of bled, just not normally.
See, that's the problem. Zaren's just mostly just gonna kind of follow, and he's not gonna be doing anything major.
All right.
Because he is not doing physically great.
When I get back up to the first floor, can I go to one of the rooms where Is there any rooms in this place where like the actual sunlight was visible?
Uh, Gemini, do you think you can please mute when you're not
Sorry,
talking? Because that mechanical
I'm
keyboard is
trying to-
driving me up a wall.
I'm sorry. I keep thinking I'm muted. Apologies.
Maybe
Sorry.
try push talk.
Yeah.
That's my solution to
Sorry.
the problem.
I'm very easily distracted. ADHD. Um, anyway, so you get up to the main hall again, and you do see bits of light coming in from like small bars set high up in the up towards the ceiling, like the very top of the wall on either side of the corridor, and you see more sunlight like kind of filtering in from the actual jail cell areas where like the various prison cells happen to exist. So it seems like they at least had small windows, like ones that are too small for people to get out, but enough to let like little bits of light in, to not deprive people of light.
All right. So there were two other ways to go from the first floor where the staircase was. Yeah. The like on the left side
Yeah,
and the right side.
left and right towards the various wings of the prison.
Okay.
You still feel a slight chill, but nothing compared to what you felt down the basement.
Okay.
And roll a perception check for me.
Okay.
Did I go with him?
Whoever wants to be with him, it can be with him.
24.
Just following along.
As you look around, you suddenly notice that nearby the doors towards the outside of the building, like towards the main, like the visitor hall or whatever it is, the front, you see what looks like a human in kind of like some kind of soldier garb, except that you can sort of see through them. They seem to be looking around left, right, and then they look at you and blink and move forward. And you hear a voice whisper, the cold didn't get you?
The cold won't be bothering anybody won't anymore, my friend.
Oh, that's a relief. It was so cold. Most people, they wanted to stumble into that thing and... He just kind of shakes his head. I don't feel it anymore.
Do you know who put that thing there?
I don't know. I think it was trapped there for a while. I don't really know. I wasn't. All I know is that it was so cold one night, and I was standing watch, even though it shouldn't have been. And the next thing I know, that thing was right in front of me. Don't even know how long ago that was now.
May I ask your name, sir?
My name, Argon. Argon Beaming.
Did you have a family, Mr. Beaming?
No, I didn't.
I'll see to it a mom from the Death Lord comes by to lay you to rest. Get you some peace.
And it seems to like vanish again from the spot.
It's a pity. I hate to see the good ones go.
The only god I've met that was actually doing his job. And he's dead.
Oh.
Unfortunate indeed. Well, you'll mention payment, yes?
Yeah.
If the payment's good, I'll whip up something good for you.
Oh yeah, where do we get paid, by the way?
Yeah, I got to talk to the guards probably. them know their building is safe. Does anyone else's organs feel like they're weakening?
You need some sort of cleric or something, or just to lie down for a very long time.
I mean, if you want, I can do a medicine check on you.
I think I'll be fine if a nap.
Yeah, fine too.
But first, money, then naps.
Yes.
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 Money, then naps. Unless anyone else wants to look around further, Zurian's ready to go. Be able to follow along.
Nah, I'm ready for this day to be done.
Got it. Your reminder called Grand Flagship opening
What?
in 30
Oh, Chris, before we go, there's like a warden's office in this prison, right?
Yeah. But you're not in the main prison. You're just in the one of the other buildings, like the main building, the main prison. You're inside the grounds of the main prison, but you don't know where the warden's office is.
We're
They're like-
basically in an old cell block or
Yeah,
an
you-
abandoned cell.
The building cell block that's not attached to the rest of the cell blocks, and because basically you passed by a guardhouse that you told you just to come back after you're done.
Is there a spot that might house some documents
If you're talking about inside this building,
inside the building that no one can check me for?
go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Can find some documents that I can forge.
You go through all throughout the building, and you find no intact documents anywhere. You just find the occasional piles of refuse and debris that seems to have withered over time from the elements, like areas where water has gotten in from the windows and soaked things and gotten them moldy and everything. But there doesn't seem to be anything else of interest inside the building. Just occasional soiled rags and occasional, piles of detritus like that.
In that case, I'm gonna go.
All right. I guess we'll go to the guardhouse then and talk to them and say we're done.
All right. Now, naturally, of course, the guards are a bit skeptical that you've actually managed to rid the haunted blockhouse of whatever ghosts. Especially more skeptical about the potential. If you're assuming that you're going to describe, are you going to describe what you saw? Everything.
I guess
I
so,
would.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would also mention the young Mr. Beaming.
All right. They kind of listen with disbelief at the description of what you went through, but two of the more braver guards said that they're willing to brave it and go check it out because there's always been weird activity ever since anyone's gone in there and the cold and everything. But when you mention the name, they all look confused. It's like, who? So as two guards have already been dispatched to check over your handiwork, the other guard's kind of looking at you with confusion. Who are you talking about?
I guess he was just an old soldier then.
Well, that place did used to be a fort before it became a prison.
Hey, after we dispatched with the Spectre, he appeared. He wasn't sure how long he'd been gone, but he remembered it being cold. Very, very cold.
Yeah,
How
that's what
long?
everyone's
How long ago was
complaining
that?
about.
How long ago was that place a fort?
He thinks for a moment. Let's see. Heavy nose. Well, there was a fort on this space even 200 years ago when the diplomats started coming into this region. I mean, Kalari has only been around for 100 years. Well, not even. I mean, we're coming up on our centennial. But so, that who knows when this happened. It could have been 200 years ago. It could have been longer.
Interesting.
I don't know much about it.
In the meantime, what's next, y'all?
Shouldn't we get paid?
That's what my men are checking out. They said they're willing to go in there and check it out. Hopefully,
Oh,
see if they can verify your story about that sub basement area.
yeah, we'll wait then, I guess.
If so, I can pay you a decent amount because I'll be able to start construction back in here soon. Reclaim the old space and be able to repurpose it again.
I will say that there should probably be, you should probably bring in like a priest from the Death Ward to lay any regular non-murder ghosts to rest.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will come and do that. I have to talk to the overseer about it. Alrighty. I think I can pay you guys 200 gold. How does that sound? And that's after
That sounds great.
for your group.
Okay.
This is after the soldiers come back and start nodding at the guard at the guard captain.
200 divided by 6, that's around 33 per person.
Well, I mean, we did just risk our lives for you to just have more space. Couldn't we get a little bit more than that?
Roll a
Hey.
persuasion check.
Can I assist him with his persuasion check?
Sure.
All right. Because I'm assisting Blake, he rolls with advantage.
Thank you, Ian. Oh my god.
Oh my fuck.
Sadly, 200's all I'm authorized to offer at the moment. Well, he kind of like rubs his chin. I suppose I can give you. He frowns again. Maybe a piece of armor. Are you interested in some old armor?
Sure.
To all of us?
Well, imagine I can outfit you. You seem pretty tough.
No. I want the armor.
What kind of armor are you currently wearing, Hakoda? Since I don't have access to your sheet, I can't just look at it.
Studded leather armor.
Let's see. I can offer you something metallic. I don't know if maybe you need to run around more in it, but some nice armor. I've got an extra suit of chainmail that I can give you. How does that sound?
Yeah, no, never mind.
Too heavy for you?
No, I you know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna resell it.
All right. And he hands you a chain shirt.
Good. I'm gonna go resell it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, chain shirt you can sell for 25 gold.
Hmm.
All right.
What?
If we
How
split
long-
the 33 gold, by the way, that's gonna leave 2 extra gold. Do you want to just put that in the bag? As like
Honestly, I'd say we give it to the only person that took damage as hazard pay.
33, right?
Yeah, it'd be 33 for everyone.
We could use it to buy some nice good stuff for in our house.
I don't know
Might be a
about you
good
guys,
idea.
but I'm gonna hold on to mine.
I mean, the 2 gold pieces. Like maybe buy a chair or something.
Buy stuff for our house? Got it. Or like a dragon.
I've got an idea.
Hmm.
y'all's mentioning a house, and I'm sure y'all's gotta eat. Groceries. He's gonna scratching the back of his head like, please hire me.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'm down. Here you go. Go ahead the 2 gold to him for the groceries, basically. Whatever you need for the foods.
All right, where y'all's at?
I'm gonna keep my gold because I'm just gonna go buy new furniture for the house with Greg.
They haven't given me any of their gold. All I got was the extra 2 gold that didn't break down even. No
Yeah,
one is giving me anything.
I'll give you. I'll slap you 3 gold right now.
And
Okay.
I was there. There were 6 of us. I counted him in the 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because he did
money.
assist in it.
I mean, technically speaking, he came along, so it would be
Yeah.
fair
Yeah,
to
I
give
thought-
him a fair share. I'm
I
fine
think.
with that.
Oh, I think he actually did most of the damage to the ghost.
Yeah.
Hey, I did some
Nope.
damage.
No, I didn't. Larceny freaking or no, it was I think it's Shio. Whoever did the psychic
No,
damage.
that was larceny.
And Larceny's the one that
Between
really smashed it.
Yeah,
between
that
Larceny,
damage.
All
your
right,
character, and
Zirin, I figured the other day I was actually thinking about this and realized that bag of holding, just writing stuff down, is inefficient. Why don't I just give somebody a character sheet called bag of holding? That way they can just automatically throw stuff in there from the compendium and easily keep track of gold.
You know, that
That's a
worked.
good idea.
I've handed you a new sheet for that. It's in the handouts.
And also lets you keep track of weight.
Yes, it does.
So it's gonna be our Laura Bailey and keep track of all that stuff.
But we already got that.
That's-
It's evil fluffy.
Okay, yeah, that's the right reference, right? It's Laura Bailey that does
Yes, yes, she does.
that? Okay.
She also tells lots of dick jokes and has a weasel.
She's also the voice of one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters.
Mm.
I recently found out Matt
me-
Mercer did some voices in League of Legends.
Like, he's done voices everywhere.
Yeah, Matt Mercer's
Anyway.
fucking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
But,
Travis
Laura,
also.
but other than that, Laura Bailey was the only one who I knew by name joining in there, except for sort of Ashley Johnson. But that wasn't because of voices. That was because I was a fan of Blind Spot. When I was wandering in there, it's like I'd already been. I had watched 2.5 seasons of Blind Spot, and then was like, yeah, I don't want to see something happen to Patterson. I am going to stop watching now because I'm fearing something bad's going to happen to her. Once I get into Critical Role, I realized, well, if it's something bad happened to her, it didn't happen until the final season because she kept having to go back to that show. I still have plans to watch it again. But she was my favorite character on that show.
Alright, so do we have time to do this other job? Or is Zirin even well enough to do this other job right now?
I mean, he can take a nap and then we can go. I didn't
He could also
think-
join me grocery shopping.
You guys haven't even met with the person that's put out a request for that job. You don't know
Oh
what
yeah,
it
right.
is.
We just do that.
No, we did this first. Zirin's he's gonna give you like the directions to where to go if you guys want to go, but he's gonna go to the house and take a nap.
All
He
right.
could also join me to go grocery
Yeah,
shopping.
you know what? Akoda's gonna sit this one out. I'm done with the day, so you guys have a nice game.
Okay. I think Zirin just needs to take a quote unquote short rest for his health reasons.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
I'm at 12 out of 31.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be good to go after like a short rest because I roll a fucking D12.
Alright. So you'll take a short rest and we'll go talk to whoever the fuck gave us this, whoever the fuck put out this quest.
Yep, it was a wizard, and he would give you the directions he was given, basically.
Alright.
I'm just gonna roll this while you do that.
I think I'm actually going to follow Zirian so that way I know where I need to take our groceries back. And Grizz, I need you to make a rule for me.
What?
Did I know where the sausage guy lived?
No, no one did.
Okay.
He just showed up.
I just want to
with
make
his
sure
card.
because that would be a very funny interaction. Like, why are you in my friend's house? Where's
Well,
my
he
friend?
wasn't necessarily your friend, but he it's more of like I think it would be closer to coworker, to the coworker that you sometimes say hi to around a water cooler type. Not necessarily a friend, but someone that you basically said hi to. How's the weather? That sort of thing.
But you still understand my point.
Yes. Yeah, I got your point, but it's like, in terms of relationship, I don't think he really got involved with other people in terms of friendly acquaintance. More like, yes, hi, it's a new day, have a sausage, sort of thing. But yeah. So Dakota has gone off and has taken over the bedroom now that the frog ichor the frog not ichor frog venom poison toxin
Poison.
poison
Poison or toxin, I think. Yeah.
yeah
Yep.
has dissipated. It's not basically that sort of thing. I think I've even read that, like, if it's not on an active grung body unless it's like secured in an airtight container
For like 10 minutes.
it's gonna dissipate after at least an hour. So 10 minutes, yeah, it sounds even more reasonable. So the bed's safe at this point.
Yeah. Local man dies via nap.
You laugh, but that does happen sometimes.
Yep. Not wrong.
No.
Well, a nice place you've got here.
It was a recent acquiring.
That would explain the dust. And he's going to go off to the kitchen and figure out how much of a rat's nest it is.
Where are you after again?
The kitchen in this house,
Yeah,
just to
it's
see
just, it's
what.
Just, it's just a tiny little kitchen, but it's still got its supplies.
Cool.
I don't think you guys destroyed the supplies in the kitchen. You just cleared out the stuff that was in the under basement part area, right?
Yeah, we essentially gutted what we could.
Yeah. You threw out all the sausages and you threw out the various spices and body parts down there.
Yeah. Made it a little more homely.
Works for me. I'm just trying to figure out if I see anything that would make me lose plausible deniability.
No. We cleaned it out. We fed our dead person to someone, so it's fine.
Nah, nobody really cares about murder in the Traveler's Ward anyway.
As long as it's not a citizen.
Well, you did find evidence that the guy you killed was a citizen.
Too bad.
Well, nobody's looking for him anyway, so I guess nobody gives a shit.
That's fine.
So we're going to the person who put out the quest for the ghost, right?
No, we're going to the mage with the traveling quest?
Yeah, some sort of expedition.
Oh, okay. I thought we were just gonna go meet with I thought we were gonna meet with the person who was giving out the other quests.
I think the quest is the expedition, is what they're saying.
Okay.
It's a quest that'll let us leave town, so to speak.
Yes.
Yes. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know who that person is. Whoever does, lead us there.
Now that'd be Zirin, who's currently recovering from his poisoning. Not poisoning, sorry, from being touched by a wraith. So it's on you. It is on you, Zirin.
Yo, sleepy man.
I'll be right
Go.
back.
Okay.
Alright. Oh,
After taking your cat nap,
mhm.
what's up?
He's just gonna, I guess, head to the tight top ward. Where the guy is, or where the wizard is that he was giving directions to.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. So Larceny is off somewhere. Hakoda is sleeping in your house. The rest of you are hanging out with Zirin.
Imagine. I don't know where the tight top ward he'd end up going, but I'm just gonna put him in the tight top ward.
All right.
That's where he was told the person was.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I keep when people split up, I have to type stuff to them.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys arrive in the tight top ward. Zirin, the at the Questgivers Guild, sorry, Questgivers Temple, you ended up with information as to where to find this guy, and
Mhm.
you were sent off to the tight top ward, where there is a wizard named Clothoris.
All right. Hello. I'm back. What happened?
Welcome back. You're off
We
to
met-
see a wizard.
We met
Oh,
the
I
wizard
see.
Clophoris.
Clophoris.
Clothoris, yes. So you find the location. It is what you can expect, a bit of a tower with a house kind of in the middle of it, and some tower bit just kind of like standing up at a sort of at an angle. It's like it starts going up and then it veers off at an angle, and then the roof veers off at another angle. It's kind of strange to look at, but there is a house down below. And as you get to the door, because this is not, it's got a bit of like a fence of a wall line, but there's no gates. It's just an open space, so it's like it's hard to tell why there is an entire wall around it, but maybe it's just an aesthetic choice. And as you get to the door, you find that there is a brass knocker, in the shapes of a wolf's head.
He'll knock with it.
And you hear like some repeated sounds past the door, as if it's reaching high and low throughout the place.
Effective. Very effective.
Hi there. And after like 2 minutes goes by, You hear like movement coming around inside. You hear what sounds like a something being shoved out of the way, and a bit of a tinkle and an crap. It's coming from beyond the door. So finally, the door is pushed open, and you see a wolven, except unlike your companion Hakoda, who's like a pretty standard wolf type person. This one has brown hair or brown fur around it, but you can definitely see that their skin tone is blue. And in fact, you see what looks to be slight gills on the side of their neck,
What the heck?
and their fur is a bit like slicked down as if it's a bit moist. I don't think I know you, this wolf man says, kind of like adjusting his robes. Are you here for a particular reason? Are you here to help me on my expedition?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh. I wasn't sure if I was going to be expecting you at my house or if I was expecting you at the guild. Well, he kind of like looks around behind him and frowns a little. I suppose you want to talk inside? It's going to be a bit of a squeeze, I'm afraid.
Hmm.
Oh, I apologize. It's in my nature. Kind of pats his belly.
All right. Well, come on in. And
No,
he
yeah.
opens the door, and the first thing you notice is bookshelves practically keeping. Sorry, on the other side of the hallway here, practically making it impossible for someone of Ashkar's bulk to get through. Greg and Shia would have no problem. You guys are small enough that you could easily get through this. Ashkar, you're gonna have a big problem.
Well, apologies. I don't think I can come through here. Do you have a kitchen? I'll prep some tea whilst you pontificate on things.
Kitchen, I suppose there's a kitchen somewhere under my papers. I don't think you can make anything in there though.
You'd be surprised.
All right. It's right over here. And he shows you into a room with a big central table that is literally heaped with papers, with little trays that seem to have some kind of dissection project in progress, or maybe it was at some point dried out like half bodies of like frogs and rats. We're not talking frog people and rat people. We're talking just like literal frogs and rats. With a few sketches like laying haphazardly here and there. There's what appears to be a stove covered in pots and pans. There's a couple spider webs that are hanging from the edges of the pans that are attached to the ceiling. And there's barely any space to walk.
Oh, my lord. I'm gonna be in here in a minute. He kind of cracks his knuckles. If you hear any noises, don't freak out. Just gonna do a bit of house cleaning.
Well, just don't throw out anything. There's some stuff there I'm looking for.
I was kidding. I'm gonna clean up your pots a little bit, make you something to drink. I will not touch any of your projects.
All right.
I'm an artiste myself, if you couldn't tell. Kind of adjusts his apron around his rotund belly.
Yes. Well, I guess the rest of you follow me. And he kind of leads you off into, well, it's hard to tell what this room was now, but there definitely some couches and chairs and more tables and more bookshelves that have just been crammed in. And every space is like covered in papers and books and like little trays with what looks like projects or something like that going on in there. He kind of like picks up one stack of books and like makes space on the couch and says, I suppose you can sit there. He looks at the group of you.
I don't think I've ever seen this many books,
You?
let alone read this many.
Well, there's more. There's far more over in the Quest Giver's Temple, of course. But I have my own library here.
I'm gonna go poison the couch. Fuck you, mimic couches. You can't eat me.
Yeah, that would be fun if you accidentally touch a mimic. What happens?
You're most likely probably going to get eaten by one of the shelves.
At that point, you only have yourself to blame.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hate me.
No, I don't.
I was referring to the DM who could very easily make one of those pots a mimic.
A pot comes alive and just eats you. No.
Mhm.
Anyway. Onto this. So I've only really heard about this expedition from a person I'm traveling with. Can you tell me a bit more about this expedition?
Oh, of course, of course. Uh, I don't know how much you know about the region. None of you, well, you do have a Kalari accent, but most people aren't from here. Many of them have settled here, of course. I don't know how much you know about the area, but of course, before there's Kalar, there was all sorts of little villages and unincorporated lands, and before that, there were old temples, and back in the Third Age, there were some rather nasty temples in this region. There's one, a temple to some ancient demons whose name I don't even know. That's not that far from here, actually. It's in the southwest and just above the river. And I've done some studies there. I've done some rubbings, and there are people there that are going to investigate. But I think I've unlocked how to open up certain secret passages that I'm not sure the others even are aware are a thing there. So I would like to apply this theory and open it up, but I figure it'll be quite dangerous. There's no telling what's down there. There could be traps. There could still be demons down there. There could be.
Yeah, I was about to say, you said it was a demon temple. There could still be demons.
Yes, it was a demon worshipping temple. So it's like, who knows if they managed to pull anything in.
Actually,
of course,
yeah,
if that's the
something
case,
like
it's unlikely it'll be anything too dangerous, if you know what I mean. If you're prepared adventurers, you look like you're a bit rugged. You've got armor. You've got weapons.
We have a cook.
You have your own cook, which is good.
So, is it just myself and Grung, and the cook right now, Greg? In this house?
Zirian's with you.
Oh, Zirian, is there?
Zirin's also here?
I mean, Zirian brought us here, because else...
Yeah, I don't know if he's sitting down, but he's there.
Okay.
Yeah,
We do.
sitting or standing.
I will say that we also do have 2 more people, not just these 4.
What will the baby?
That's good. That's good.
So-
The more the merrier.
Any
So,
Are you
So
are you
when you-
are you a guild, or are you just an adventuring party?
we're a party of friends who adventure, yes.
All right, all right. How much would you charge for such a dangerous mission? Do you have a set price, or are you willing to work on whatever treasures are down there? Minus, he kind of holds up a hand. I don't want to really get too much into my studies, but I predict that there is an interesting artifact down there. One I wish to secure and study for myself. But I am willing to part with whatever other loot is there as well. There could be anything down there, or nothing, I suppose. But there could be some interesting things. There could be money that already there.
How about this? You'll pay us... How rich is this guy?
He's got a house in the Tight Top Ward that's filled with stuff.
50 gold per person.
No, that's not unreasonable. There's 6 of you, you said?
Plus 10 per head of any foul creature we are to slay. depending
Well-
on the creature, of course. If it's a very hazardous demon, there might be an upmarking on that price. And we would quite like to have the rest of the items that you do not wish to procure, if that's okay with you, of course.
I'm willing to pay 50 gold and the items, but there's no telling what's there in terms of fighting. We can renegotiate if, like, let's say something were to happen to one of you or something like that.
Also, hazardous pay if one of us were to die, right? We'd like for their family to be well taken care of, so we would like 100 gold pieces if one of them were to die to give to their families, of course. If that's at all.
So you want 100 per person? You want to double?
No, I want 100 if someone dies.
He looks at all of you and stares you down, Greg. I think that's a quite dangerous precedent to take. I don't know how loyal you are to your other members. For all I know, you're going to go out there and grab some extra people and are just going to kill them in there or get them into some dangerous position.
I guess you make a good point. Okay.
I'll just take the 50 gold at this point,
And any items that he doesn't want.
and
I'm okay with
any
that.
goodies,
Yeah,
in that
That's good.
thing.
That's good enough. I'm just squeezing.
Can we say that the tea is done by now? So I'll just
Yes.
start calling into the house for someone to come and get it.
I'll
Yeah.
the Birdman will go grab it as Greg may it's not really a good thing for him to touch stuff.
He
Yeah, you know.
might try to kill you now.
It's not that bad. He'll just be sick for a minute. Or 10.
I'd rather not be sick at all.
You know.
I'll bring the tea in though.
Much appreciated. How goes the arrangements?
We seem to, for now at least, have agreed to 50 gold per person, on top of any goodies we might find in the actual expedition itself.
Except for the artifact I want.
Except for that, of course, yes, that's off the table.
I has one last question. And he'll kind of take off his little like bandana that's around his head and kind of wring it almost like he's nervous. Would you be willing to provide a small budget for provisions? Sounds like quite the trip. I would not want my people to go hungry.
Well, I suppose I can part with 10 gold? 20? No, 20 gold for provisions. We can have, since you're a chef, I suppose that means we can get some good ingredients and actually eat well on this trip.
So you'll be joining us.
Oh, well,
I appreciate
yes, of
your company.
course. I need to be there in order to secure the artifact. Your purpose to begin with is all for, keeping me safe and, disabling traps, taking care of enemies, that sort of thing. I am more of a I might be a wizard, but I'm mostly... I'm a researcher, okay? I don't really do the all fighting stuff. That's
My apologies,
something
sir.
I'm good with.
I'm not a educated feller. I did not. I assumed we were procuring, not garden.
I have two questions. When are we planning? So we're doing the expedition when exactly? And on top of that, how long do we think this is going to take?
Well, he looks around at the mess. We can probably leave tomorrow if you want, but we can leave. There's no rush to it. We can leave in a few days. We can leave tomorrow. He thinks for a moment and kind of pulls out a map and looks over at it. Where is my... Oh, right, my map's over here. Come on, map. Let me see your map. Well, it should take 2 days to get there and 2 days to come back. I'll hire us a carriage to take us close.
Hmm.
All right then.
Just,
I will.
Sorry, no mean to interrupt. Just make sure to keep our heavier folk in mind when getting draft horses. And again, shake his ample belly.
Yes. Well, how heavy are the rest of your party members? Are they big like you, or are they?
Uh,
I mean, we have two
Well,
small
the-
ones and two big ones, so I guess that cancels out, right?
I think I'm the largest among us.
Akota's more muscular than anything else.
So of course we got myself and the Frogman, which we are very small. We have two more human type individuals.
Human type. That's a weird way to put it. Do you have any any cracks or in your sorry, not crack, spider racks in your in your party?
No, we don't.
Oh, good. So I
Uh,
don't have to worry about extra legs. That's good.
We have another. We have a Wolven,
All right.
and of course this big fella right here.
Smiles awkwardly.
Yes, that's good. He kind of rubs his brow, and of course you see a lot of moisture gathered there.
Are you all right, feller? You
Oh,
seem
I'm-
nervous.
Oh, I'm not nervous. I just get damp quite easily.
Well, if I don't mean to pry, but if I might ask, what's with the? And just kind of motions at his neck.
He kind of
I've
stares
never
at
seen
you for a
one quite like
minute.
yourself.
You've never met a Caldrian wolf before?
I have not. You seem
Oh.
quite interesting.
Oh,
I met quite
well,
a few interesting fellers.
we come in several varieties that can sometimes happen in the same family, depending on depending on ancestry, I suppose. I happen to be a of the water variety. We happen to have gills.
That's quite interesting. So that does prompt another question. I'm quite interested in the magic myself. It comes out in my cooking. How do
cooking
you
magic
follow
is
your
good.
recipes with the damp?
What do you mean?
With the damp and paper.
Oh,
Water
well,
and paper don't mix.
yes, this is true. That's why I tend to leave my stuff lying around all so often, just to keep it dry. You know, to help it get dry again.
Working air
Can't
out.
put it away
Smart.
wet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Oh,
understand
question.
that.
In case we do run into any demons, is there anything that's more effective against them?
Demons. That's a good question. Let's see. What specifically would he know about demons?
He might have a book about him.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's looking around for his books. Oh, let's see. Demons. They live in the abyss. They follow the goddess Camthardar. Come in a lot of varieties. They are very chaotic. They tend to be resistant to various. Well, they can be resistant to various certain kinds of spells. It's not uncommon for them to be a. Hold on, I'm looking something up. Ugh. Ah.
You alright?
No, I'm just trying to look something up and I didn't get the spelling right. I hate when I get spelling wrong. I am really bad at spelling. So
I get you.
yes, it's not uncommon for them to be resistant to things like cold and lightning and fire. Sometimes they're even immune to that. It's very uncommon for them to be able to be poisoned. But if it is demons, well, magical weapons usually are best. And magic, other than certain types of spell type, unless we're talking about fire magic and lightning magic and cold magic, can be still useful.
Oh
Are
dear.
any ways for non-magical weapons to be effective? Or
Well,
not really?
they can. It does say that it hurts them. It's just that it can take a while.
More fun then.
Like trying to cut a steak with a spoon.
Oh yeah, yes. Treading a steak with a spoon, that would be very unusual.
Well, I was wondering if there was anything I could do to my weapon.
Well, I've heard silver repels corruption quite nicely. But
Yeah,
do
how
something
much?
against it.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should drop by the trade wood before we go on our expedition and see if we can get our weapons silvered.
Well, I'm not sure that silver would help. Usually that's devils, if devils are being naughty. I do have a question. Are any of you good with traps? Good with locks?
That would be myself and the other humanoid that isn't here
Oh.
right now.
Good. Good.
Yes.
That's good. That's excellent news. Because that's exactly the sort of thing we're probably going to need.
Yeah, they're good at traps. I'm good at hitting things, so is the Wolven.
If there's anything down there, it's probably at least traps. There's no guarantee there's any other major dangers down there, but there's got to be something. And research says it's a demon cult, or was back in the day. Back in the Third Age, when the demons were running rampant. So, I'm glad that you're interested. When shall I expect you to begin this? When shall I make arrangements for this for our carriage? And do you need me to actually buy these provisions, or should I just give you the retainer now?
I'll be happy to put in the effort myself. Make sure we eat good.
All right, 20 gold it is. He goes to his side and pulls up a pouch and starts taking out some coins. 20 gold. Here you go.
I'll take that and go about getting it taken care of.
Blake has to leave for today.
Yeah, we're kind of like ending up here.
Okay.
I just figured that since... Yeah.
Yeah. And Ziren's fine on going the next day.
I'm fine with it as well.
Well, he sees it. He might get a better weapon out of it.
I doubt they have any rapiers down there, but that would be nice.
You never know. Rapiers and longswords are fairly common.
There is one thing that I would like to take care of.
Or battle axe.
That's not that I would not like to talk about here.
Suspicious.
That's fair. Yeah.
But how do you guys like Ashkar so far?
It's good.
He's a interesting individual, interesting fellow.
I was struggling to get into it with Pashto. I needed to get some life back into me.
That's fair. I actually play legitimately a very similar type of character. It's a sorcerer chef.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my Saturday night games, they're more gender fluid of an individual, but they are
Oh
very.
yeah, them. I remember your
Are
stories
they
about them.
are they flamboyant?
Oh yeah,
Eh, 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 eh.
yeah,
You got it.
yeah, I did. They've also gone part paladin and smack things now. It's fine.
Are you feeling smitey?
So you guys have agreed to 50 gold per person, plus any of the loot at the site that's not the artifact. You have plans to leave the next day. He will arrange the transport, and he gave the chef a 20 gold advance to gather up provisions for the trip.
Yep. And I'll be happy to do that between sessions.
All right.
You want me to go specific in ingredients or just like do generic and say I have rations?
Generic would be good, and rations, and if you need like other pieces of equipment to go along with you, if the 20 gold covers any of that. But just like you'll see the trade goods list of like bulk items and how much they cost.
Mhm.
You should be able to acquire them here. This is a very affluent city. Anything else you wish before we close up for the day?
I'm good.
I am good.
All right, so that is the end of session 5.